Uh, what a way to open the show. In case you want to whack in. Uh,
Whacking off.
whack.
That's from Beavis and Butthead to
Uh,
America, isn't it?
yes, it is.
Why are you whacking off in my tool shed?
Whacking a Harvey or whatever it was. Yeah.
That film is so
Uh,
stupid.
I love it so much. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
hilarious. It really is
Yeah,
hilarious. I
I
love
do.
it. I think it's so stupid.
It's very stupid, and I do. I like really stupid things.
Yes. I mean, so do I, but, you know.
Well, stupid, but with like an underlying kind of intelligence there, which
Yeah.
people wouldn't really get that if they watch Beavis and
Mm,
Butthead, unless they, if you know, you know.
mm,
That's like Dumb and Dumber is my second favorite movie because it's so stupid, but it's also kind of clever.
yeah.
Especially when they're driving down the road and the police cop guy drives up to him and he goes, "Pull over." And then he goes, "What? No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking. I love that so
Yeah.
much." I love
Yeah.
that so much.
Yeah, that is funny. Right, I think I figured this out now.
Oh, good.
No, I
Okay.
meant something else. I'll tell you about that in a
Oh, because I thought you were still
minute.
working on the audio. The audio.
No.
Oh,
I was,
chat.
I was trying to figure out how I have something open on the screen so it doesn't look like I'm doing something else.
Pete's being naughty. That's what we should call this. Pete's being naughty.
I I'm not being naughty. I'm actually ensuring
Mm-hmm.
that we have excellent coverage for next week.
Uh-huh. I like that. That's a very good BS way.
It's almost like I should be a politician.
Oh dear, yes, Pete, that's terrifying.
Mm,
ah.
no, never. I did look. I'm not even joking. I did consider it once.
I don't know.
Considered it actually going through as an independent.
Yeah, I've considered on a local level, actually.
Yeah.
No, no.
Oh, might help if I actually opened the
Yes.
chat.
Open the chat. Um.
I want to open the chat.
uh. Whoop, whoop.
There we go. I hate
Okay.
Twitch's new layer. It
You say
sucks.
that every week.
Because it does suck. It does actually suck.
That's what she said.
So, that title scares me a little. Also, hello. I didn't see what the actual title was. So,
I mean, you didn't rhyme
oh,
with
oh,
one.
good, oh, good God, oh, good God. I've just seen it. Nana, can you
ah.
let us know if audio's fine? I've been doing some adjusting on the audio version. Not sure what the stream looks like.
Pete's been fiddling with the
Oh
phone.
God, God damn it! Of course it has.
What? Uh-huh. Is
Uh,
this what
uh,
your side project? We'll call it that.
my side project might have gone down.
That's what she said. Oh god, it's gonna be
Oh,
one
for
of those.
God's
I don't
sake,
know.
honestly.
That's literally all I've said for the last 15
Yeah,
minutes off air.
I'm
You guys
just
don't
one.
know.
I know. I was just wondering if it had something to do with the fact I've got voice meter running. Oh yeah, it is. It's
Of
because I've got
course.
voice meter in the freaking background. You stupid fucking program. It's all right. I can do it other ways.
Also, what she said. Oh god, P is just gonna be bad. I need to start drinking. I haven't even opened my wine yet. Put it that way.
I have not opened the wine.
I have not opened the wine. We have ways of making you talk by screeching really loud.
Ugh. Right,
Uh,
now I can go back to my regular setup, I guess.
oh shit, I better start drinking.
Oh, for God's sake, where the hell does that one work?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm so goofy today. I am goofy. I'm goofed and gagged. Well, no, I'm not gagged. That's for sure.
That's what he
Uh
said.
oh. Oh my goodness, chat, you have like 4 minutes. Because it's arbitrary and I can decide that whenever I
The old
want.
arbitrary 4 minutes, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not arbitrary, it's just
It is arbitrary.
cool. Cool. I think we are okay.
Good. Very good.
Very, very good.
I don't have any words in my brain.
Apart from that's what she said.
That's it. That's the only phrase that's in there. So she keeps saying it over and over.
It will never not be funny.
It's true. Because, see, what people don't know, over in America, maybe it was true for the world. I don't know. Bueno. Before The
Howdy, Brent.
Office made it popular, it was like a thing we said in junior high, like all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how it was globally, but it was way before The Office. Used to
We
say
did kind of say it,
and
but it's obviously not really a big thing in the UK office.
right, oh yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I was having this weirdly enough. I was having a conversation about Ricky Gervais to a workmate the other day because we were talking extras.
Oh god, extras. Oh god,
So funny, so
good.
funny.
Stephen Merchant, I think he is an absolute genius.
This you've hit onto the absolute crux of the conversation we were having.
Right.
I said, had it not been for Stephen Merchant, The Office would have been shit.
Oh my gosh, he can look at a camera, and I will crack up like he can just do nothing, and I just crack up laughing. I love him.
Yeah, I meant in terms of the writing. It's like I
Oh
think he
yeah,
does
of
more of the
course.
heavy lifting than Gervais
Oh
because you look at
yes.
Gervais's series since then. While some of them have been okay, Derek is terrible.
Oh no, I can't watch Derek. It's not my thing. But what I will say is that I think Gervais is good with like improv, comedy, like
Yeah,
stuff.
stand-up comedy.
Yeah, and just kind of working with it, blah blah. And then like Stephen Merchant. Oh yes, Nana, I know he's in Portal 2. He is so good in that.
Yes.
Can you believe they put
I've
him in
not
an X-Men
I've
movie?
not played it, by the way.
Portal 2?
Yes.
Oh, it's
And
a puzzle game. You might like it. It's a
I
puzzle
was gonna.
platformer.
Well, I played the first one. Absolutely loved it.
Oh, okay. It's
Never got
insane.
round to playing the second one, but I remembered there's co-op to it.
Oh yes. Oh, that could be one of our on-stream things. That's
There
a
you
good
go.
idea. Very good idea. Very good idea.
This is why I make the small bugs.
Yes. I don't think I've ever played the co-op version. That's a completely different story from what I understand.
Yes, I think it is.
So,
We'll play it together.
yay. But he was also in one of the X-Men movies, which is weird.
Logan.
Yeah, which was strange. But, okay. Very strange.
He was okay in it. He was probably like the weakest part because it was not a well-written part.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't well written at all. No.
And to be fair, like I don't mind James Mangold's films. Like Logan's decent. Ford versus Ferrari is amazing.
I haven't seen that. Oh! There's okay. Have y'all seen the trailer for Gran Turismo? The movie.
I keep seeing it because it's associated with Evo.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, Evo, which is not in front of Pete's eyes at all. But I'm weird. What?
You never heard that from me.
No.
I never said it. Plausible deniability and all.
Yes, that's how I live my life. I weirdly am like really into the trailer, and I don't know why. Like,
do you want to know what it is that's finally got me interested to actually go and watch it?
What?
I heard who the director was.
Who is it?
Neil Blomkamp.
Really? Oh,
yes.
Good. He's good, especially with video game and comic book stuff. Oh, that's cool.
Nana said, I really want to watch Ford versus Ferrari. That film seems so good. Oh my god, what a performance by Christian Bale. He's immense. I'm very good Matt Damon performance as well, but as Carol Shelby. But yeah, Bale steals that entire movie.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. He's amazing.
Well, yeah, he plays a very temperamental British race car driver.
Oh, right.
And it's
right
all him.
I was gonna say. Oh goodness. I told you, Pete. I told you.
I knew there would be as well. I'm waiting to see if the Tekken 8 leak is real as well, but we probably won't likely see that until after Tekken 7's finals, which I think is next after Marvel.
I told Pete.
Which I've got a feeling.
Oh goodness.
A weird feeling that with Marvel being on main stage.
Oh dear.
I've got a feeling there might be some kind of announcement for it. Maybe a next-gen patch.
Maybe something really
Wouldn't
cool.
be out of the realms of the possibility, considering something that happened this weekend.
Hot realms. Are we going to talk about something that happened, or you want to say it now?
We're covering it in news,
Okay, that's
so
what I was wondering. Okay.
don't worry.
But,
Are we good to go?
I think so. I forgot what it's going to say.
No.
I don't remember. Bear
Clearly
with
not
me.
that important then.
Apparently not.
Shall I wait a minute whilst we whilst you think?
It would be dead silent air. Dead silent air. Dead silent air. Air down that blah blah blah.
No,
Wow. I
Oh,
need to get all
just
that out now.
okay. So just quickly then.
Yes.
Let's talk about two things I wanted to mention just briefly before just
Okay.
warm up. Firstly, the Deadpool 3 set images that were doing the rounds a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. What about them?
Did you happen to notice that where the fight is actually occurring?
I don't think so. I was so focused on Wolverine's
In
classic.
front of a broken 21st Century Fox logo.
Oh. Are they moving over to the Disney family? Probably.
I think that is actually the way that they're gonna bring all the X-Men characters into the universe, because apparently it is a multiverse movie as well.
I mean, Deadpool is like his whole comic book. It's multiverse, so that actually makes sense, even on a narrative.
There
Thing.
isn't there a comic arc where he does actually pluck all the heroes from different multiverses.
Yes, and a huge chunk of his first series was with the okay, so you know in Loki where he kind of gets involved with like the Time Bureau. I forget the names of everything, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
The TVA.
That the TVA is in Deadpool, like the
Of
whole
course it is.
like that first series. It was the first time
Hmm.
I was introduced to that concept. Maybe it existed in other comic books. I don't know, but that was the first
I
time, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool."
Yeah, I wouldn't know, to be
Yeah.
honest, because my feeling on this in Deadpool.
Yes. Yep.
But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. Like everyone was looking at the costumes,
Yeah, because I
and
was.
rightly so.
Man.
But it was when I looked back at them, I went, "Hang on a minute, what is that in the background?"
Man, that's so cool.
Mm.
I'm looking
And
forward to it.
also, I watched the first episode of Futurama.
Yes. And you liked it? Question mark?
I really liked it.
Oh,
Futurama's back, baby.
I have to watch it. Pete,
Oh,
maybe
you've
Pete
not
and I...
watched it yet?
No, I haven't. Pete and I'll have to do
Oh,
a, you know how we did, what should we do?
Last of Us.
Last of Us, we'll do a Futurama us.
Yeah, can I do a revisionist version of the Last of Us chat that we did?
Are you changing your mind?
It's overrated. There's good stuff about it, but that ending was really
Okay,
appallingly bad.
you're not wrong. I mean, we're gonna agree there.
Like,
It was
it's
a
so
letdown.
rushed. It was so
It was
rushed.
very rushed, and I would think, and we really will start after this.
Yeah.
I would think that people would learn from Game of Thrones' disastrous final season that when you have a well crafted narrative, not even narrative, just a well crafted, well written story.
I show
Yeah, show.
to some degree.
Yeah, don't rush it. Why? Let it. It needs to just.
Let it breathe.
Thank you. That's the phrase I was looking for. I was like,
Yeah,
wine, uncork wine. I was like, no, that's not the phrase. Let it breathe. Let it breed.
that's what she said.
That's what she said. But we should probably start because I am
Yes.
goofy and I just started drinking now.
I do like a goofy show though.
It's gonna be goofy. See, I can't even say words right.
Okay, all right. Well,
I'll explain why I'm goofy in a little bit.
Okay, right. I am recording now, so I'll count you in as per usual. 3, 2.
Welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio, episode 171. I'm your co-host, Kai Wilde. I'm joined by my co-host, Pete Beckett.
Hello. You actually got the podcast name right this week. You didn't just say rapid reviews.
I slowed it down because that was the advice that was given to me. Just slow down. Let your mind think.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I will say verbal diarrhea as it comes rushing out. But this is, I already said it was episode 171, but I'm just making sure our audience knows that, because that is kind of crazy. We are hurtling, as I've said before, straight to 200 episodes.
That is scary stuff.
Insane. But
I know. We're getting close to the 4-year anniversary of it as well, when we first started.
That's so cray. But we do have a wonderful show for you today, folks. It is another news episode because we're kind of experimenting with some stuff. And you guys just really love it out there. You freaking clamor for this. Clamor for our
Also, there's also quite a lot of news at the moment, too.
Yeah. Which I haven't looked at Pete's document yet.
Good. Don't, because I've the first one that I sent you is now outdated.
Yeah. Send them as PDFs next time.
Never. Open it as a Word document as you're told to do.
You know what's weird? I almost went on.
I knew that was the reaction. I knew that was the reaction I was going to get.
I was about to start saying some bad words that you're going to have to honk out of existence. But
I think I'll get to that point now where I just can't be bothered. I might just say, sorry, this is just an expletive podcast. Yeah.
But what was I going to say? We were talking about. Oh, I was talking about how it opened. It's weird. You send the docx and it opens it in Outlook. Email.
Oh, is it? It's probably because you don't have Word open or on your computer. So yeah, that's why. Well, yeah, if you've got Outlook on there, it will automatically open on there because it actually has a Word built into it now.
Yeah, because it is a Microsoft product. But continuing on, every week I do like to check in with our co-host and guests because I am just really cool that way. I've been working on new intros and it's just not this. I have to stick with what we know, and this is what we know.
Right. I'm going to say to you now, just before we carry on, I want to know how your week is first, because I think the way that mine's going to go is going to lead straight into the news stories.
Oh, okay. A nice little segue. Do you know how many episodes we have with segue in the title?
Probably far too many.
Well, it's 2 actually, but it is funny.
Well, that's too many.
But yeah. So it's weird being asked first. That's different. I am a little bit goofy today because I did something new not new, but pushed myself out of my comfort zone. Cause see, what y'all don't know is that I seem very extroverted, and to an extent I am, to a large extent. Like, I can hop up on stage and act like a goofball and make people laugh, but I'm not good with crowds, like being in them. I can be on stage and I can talk one-on-one, but being in crowds, it just like makes me go into a panic. But it was my trainer's birthday and he wanted to have it's also CrossFit Games, which is like the Olympics of CrossFit. So he wanted to have like a little party and well, I'll say a little. It's a big party. And I fretted all week. Was I going to do this? Was I going to show up? And you can see the guest list, and it's just like in double digits and just climbing. And I'm like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap.
I remember the messages I got beforehand. I was like, I'm not sure I want to go.
I'm not sure, yeah. Like, I was pure panic because it's like, of course you want to go and you want to support your friend. Abso-freaking-lutely, and you want to be there. Because you do know, even if they say, oh, it's fine, it bothers them. Yeah. So I was like doing the whole self-talk all week, just prepping myself like, okay, you can do this. Show up in your wildest costume. It wasn't really that wild. It's the same thing I wore last week. It was just my Wonder Woman pajamas. Because it was technically a pajama party, but I knew nobody was going to actually
okay. I'm actually surprised that you didn't go in the t-shirt that was like, just imagine this is my cosplay.
I was wearing it all weekend, Pete. That is weird and eerie that you knew that.
Just a guess.
Yeah,
Just a guess.
that's a good guess, actually. But I almost wore it today, and I was like, nah, I wore this a few weeks ago. Gotta mix it up. But, so I'm wearing my shadow
He
again.
says constantly wearing
Yeah.
his Mario t-shirt.
But I went, and here's the funny thing. Like, yeah, it was full of people, yes, but I knew, like, everyone. And I really think my problem is just with strangers. I don't think I have a
Yeah.
problem. Like, I just went crazy and became, like, the whole life of the party thing. Just, walking around, making everyone feel comfortable, and just the typical thing, whatever, that kind of thing, and being being an absolute goofball, and cracking people up and stuff like that. And I enjoyed myself for 4 hours.
Damn.
I don't think I've ever been to a party that long where I wasn't drinking. I didn't, because I was driving, so I didn't have even one drop, and I just had a
Ooh.
great time.
Well, that's good,
But
but oh boy, I'm not looking forward to today where you overcompensate.
well, I don't know what you're talking about, Pete. But um, uh, but I am a bit like, because it is still 4 hours of socializing, so that's why I'm a bit goofy today. Is because of that, and also I worked yesterday.
Mm.
But like, so if I am a bit goofy, it is because I socialized like a normal human. It was great. It was so much fun.
Oh, I'm glad, really, because I know obviously you were very trepidous about
Yeah.
going, I know obviously socialising not usually your thing when it comes to large groups, so, but you
No.
took yourself out of your
I
comfort
did.
zone and clearly found that you can do it. So, well done, you.
Well, I'll tell you this one little slight little I'm so autistic it's hilarious thing, and then we'll move on. But I had taken as a backup just in case I had to go be by myself in a corner. Sometimes that happens. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes it does. I
No
took
shame in it. It has to. Sometimes it has to be done.
Yeah, so I took my iPad so that I could play Minecraft because
Because of course.
um, so I took it in my nice little shoulder bag because I don't carry like a handbag or purse. That's not me. If it don't fit in my pockets, I don't usually take it. So I put the shoulder bag or whatever it's called up on the shelf in the little cubbies, the little cubby holes that we have at the gym. Had a great time all night. Drove all the way home, 20 minutes.
Oh no, you left it there, didn't
Got to
you?
my driveway and went, oh, bleep honk. And was like, are you kidding me? And they're like, I'm like, are they gonna, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. So I had to rush all the way back. I had to go get my bag. Everyone was like, oh, Kylie's back. Oh, I was like, oh. No, I actually just made a
Oh,
terrible
sorry,
mistake.
awkward moment here.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
left some stuff here.
Yep. And but anyway, so that was just typical. I've never, you know what? If I don't Irish goodbye, you may see me 5 times as I return for everything I've forgotten because I'm an airhead. Um, but that's
Brilliant.
my crazy week, Pete. What about you? How have you been?
Oh, my week has been mostly uneventful, let's say.
Until
Um, no, not even until.
oh,
It's just been mostly uneventful. Just been working away, just still waiting for house stuff to happen
yeah.
and all of that, you know. Um, Started the week off with a pub trip with a few people from work, my old job, so can't
Oh,
complain at
that's
that.
cool. Yeah. Very
Um,
cool.
so one of them I used to work with still works at the place that I work at now, so I do often lunch with him, which is quite cool. So we'd finished work at 5, and we were waiting for our other mate who comes back from another area for his work. So we just decided to wait it out at work because we've got a pool table there. So we're like, sorry, we're
Oh,
just going to play pool
yes.
till he comes along. Um, so, but actually, the most things that I've done this week is I might have re-picked up a game with my group of gamer friends. So these are a lot I used to work with.
What game would that be, Pete?
It's funnily enough, you don't actually know. I
No,
didn't
I
tell
don't.
you this,
Yeah.
did I? So, for the first time in 3 years, played Among Us.
Oh, good old Mogus.
Yeah, I managed to get them interested in playing it, and I God, the first session was a nightmare trying to get into games.
I.
I've officially found out the Switch version is kind of sucky for matchmaking.
Oh, right.
Really, really bad. Doesn't
Oh.
seem to want to connect to any games whatsoever, even if you do have codes.
Oh, that's
Weird.
annoying. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange. Anyway, but so I've been playing it on my phone at times.
That's awesome.
Now touchscreen controls are sucky. They are so sucky.
You know, I've really been into this mobile gaming kind of thing. I've been talking about this for weeks. And I
Mm.
will say that that is the biggest drawback. Its touch controls aren't great. They're not great in various games. So that doesn't
Hmm.
surprise me. You know, I think the last
Yeah.
time I played Amogus was when we played it here with Rapper Reviews.
On
New
New
Year's.
Year's Eve,
Yep.
2020.
Yep.
In fact, I told the guys about that. Actually, it was interesting. So sorry, I say 3 years, 2 years more like two
Is
and a
it
half
2 years?
years,
Okay.
2.5 years. Yeah, I
Oh,
did get some games in on PC, and controller support works really well on it.
oh, that's
But mouse and keyboard is obviously
yeah.
is good for that.
Yeah.
So
Man, well, so you have fun, I guess.
it was good fun. We've now played it in 3 separate sessions,
Oh my
so I
goodness.
think they quite like it.
That is so
So
funny.
we've now got a regular stable of 4 games that we now play, which is Fall Guys, Rocket League, Among Us, and Fortnite.
Oh, good old fork knife. Um.
Yeah. Anyway, I will talk about this very briefly.
Mhm.
It's Evo weekend, so my
Yeah.
weekend has been taken up by work and Evo. Let's be honest. My God, I've been watching the hell out of Street Fighter 6. I've
Yes.
watched well over 20 hours worth of Street Fighter 6 over this weekend.
Oh, of course you have, Pete. Of course you have. Oh my gosh.
Look, it was bad. Look, it's bad enough when I'm still up at 1:30 this morning, with it streaming on my TV via YouTube, and I'm just laying in bed like I need to go to sleep because I got work, but I just gotta
Oh
watch
my
these
gosh.
pulls.
Oh my gosh. That's dedication right there.
Yeah, I remember falling asleep at one point during an ad break, and then woke up, and I was like, commentators have changed. Off.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
it's good. It's too late now.
Oh gosh.
By
Oh
that
dear.
point, it was about 3 in the morning. I was like, yeah, I probably should go to bed.
Well, how is like I don't know much about Evo, as our listeners know. This is Pete's domain. How's it this year? Is it like because didn't it kind of go through a rough
Oh,
patch?
yeah. So last couple of years has
Mm-hmm.
been particularly rough. So when I went in 2019 was when it was
Yes.
at its pinnacle.
Yes.
Then we had all the Smash allegations,
Yep.
the allegation about one of the co-founders being
Yes.
Dodge as well. Last year's was a very sort of lower attended event one
Right.
because of obviously still COVID.
Yes.
This year they have projected it's about 15,000 competitors.
Wow! Holy
Seven
crap!
over 7,000 alone for Street Fighter 6.
Holy literal crap! That's insane. That's
I know
awesome.
it's the highest attended Evo of all time. So and it's gone through swimmingly. There's been nothing holding
Aw.
anything up. It's been even the streams have been perfect.
Oh my
Apart from
goodness.
weirdly enough, I think it's Toho Limited.
Uh-huh.
Have copyright struck the pulls from Street Fighter 6 day one, which is really weird.
All right. That's weird. That's
Yeah.
very cool though. After such a kind of I think at one point I may have even said the words on this show Evo is dead. It was because of the allegations.
Yeah, Evo is not dead.
I'm
This is.
that is amazing. That is very good to hear.
Don't worry, Nana. I'm getting to that
Yeah.
because let's be honest. Evo is always a time. Let's call it Fighter Game Christmas,
Oh goodness. Uh-huh.
where we get some good announcements. And this year has been no different because, my God, have there been some announcements.
Oh dear.
So let's fire into it. This is why I wanted to go second because obviously we're going to start talking about in the news some of the Evo announcements that we have received. I'm going to cover some of these in a bit of shorter detail. I'm going to be honest, I haven't seen the gameplay for some of these games, in fact. I've seen some trailers, but that's about it. There was one that I'm going to cover in a bit more detail because I think it kind of warrants it a little bit more.
Okay.
It's not to say that none of these announcements are better than the others, but one is probably a lot more impactful, let's say.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we got a new trailer, or a first proper look at gameplay, or what the gameplay is potentially going to look like for Fatal Fury.
Oh, very cool. Oh,
the new Fatal Fury game has been shown, and it has been given the subtitle of City of the Wolves.
Oh, very cool.
It looks very King of Fighters 15-esque, but
That
Terry
makes
Bogard
sense.
has had a... So they showed Rock Howard and Terry Bogard in action, and they look very, very good.
Right.
But it's very much running off the King of Fighters 15 engine. I've got no issues with that, because King of Fighters 15 looks incredibly nice, so I'm just going to be interested to see what they do with it. Next up, King of Fighters 15. They announced their next character that's coming out in September, I believe, or what they call fall. It's called Duo Lon, which is a character that was shown off first revealed in the early 2000s King of Fighters games.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yes. Don't know much about it because I haven't seen the trailer, but I will give it a watch at some point. Right. Do you remember the influx of Smash clones that we had over the years?
Oh, yes.
Now, do you happen to remember one that might have hit the press a little bit?
Which one?
And then died out almost immediately after it released?
Uh-huh.
Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl.
Yep.
Is getting a sequel.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange announcement to me. I think that might have already been announced beforehand.
Right.
But they revealed a character.
Oh, dear.
Plankton.
Okay, I have so many thoughts, but go ahead, Pete.
That's all I've got to say about it. He's in a mech suit, and that's about all I can say, because that's all I've seen.
Oh my gosh, Okay, I wanted it to do well, because I love SpongeBob. I love Nickelodeon. If you had to give me, I think I said this on the show too, a choice between Nickelodeon and Disney, I'm gonna pick Nickelodeon. I just grew up with it. Disney Channel was for rich kids, and we couldn't afford it, so I didn't see a lot of Disney Channel stuff growing up.
Yep.
Except when it was like a free weekend, which did happen. But Nickelodeon was free. Free. It wasn't a premium channel, so my whole whatever is Nickelodeon, especially SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob so much. And so I wanted it to do well, and then it didn't do well. It kind of crapped the bed. So to hear that they're doing a sequel, and they're adding Plankton, which I thought they had a Plankton in the first one. Maybe that was
didn't, obviously.
Maybe it was just leaked, and then
I think it was potential that I think someone made a fake leak for it, but obviously they've looked at that leaks and gone, that's a good character choice.
I hope it does well. It's not, I can't really fathom, and Pete, you correct me if I'm wrong, or you have a different stance. I really can't see anything ever being Smash levels, because that's its own formula.
And, it is, yeah, but
but I don't mind them trying, because I love the Nickelodeon universe, the NCU.
Yes. Also, sorry, just an update to the King of Fighters. Their newest character, Najid, Najd. Don't know who the hell that is. It comes out in August 8th, so a couple of days time for those King of Fighters 15 fans.
I can't believe it's already August. Oh my gosh.
Ridiculous.
That's insane.
So this is an interesting point. This is coming from IGN. So all the links are in the show notes as per usual after the episode has finished recording live. I'll just read this as is. As part of the EVO's industry showcase, publisher Game Mill Entertainment and developers Ludosity and Fairplay Labs also teamed up with Hungrybox to break down some of the new mechanics being added to the upcoming fighter.
That's cool.
So clearly they might be taking a bit of impetus from the fact that they need to try and make this game competitive.
Right, yeah.
To survive a bit longer than a few months.
I agree.
Either that or they gave them a very, very big bag.
That's what she said. But anyway.
Right, let's move. I'll move on to the next one. I'm gonna be honest about this game. So there was a game that came out a couple of years ago called Rivals of Aether.
Right. Okay, that's very familiar.
Yeah, it's an indie based fighting game.
Mhm.
Um, so they came out to a panel to reveal that they're working on Rivals of Aether 2, now known as just Rivals 2. Don't know, but they revealed two
Okay.
new characters. Was it two new characters? I think I want to see. Hang on. No, it shows a returning character and
Oh.
some gameplay from it. So, yeah. So the returning character is Maypole. It looks like a foxy raccoon of some sort.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Like I said, don't know much about Rivals of Aether,
I
so
don't know
sorry guys, not gonna talk too much about that one.
any.
Anyway, um, right. Next up, anime fighters. Let's talk anime fighters for a few minutes.
Okay.
Because Grand Blue Fantasy vs Rising Nier gameplay was released, and it
Oh.
revealed a new character, Grimnir.
Ooh.
So the Grand Blue Fighting Versus series has grown in popularity ever since it appeared in Evo a few years ago,
Sure.
and it looks like this is another new version of it, kind of like what Blaze Blue was doing a few years ago.
Right.
So this just looks like a really good update to it. I'm really interested in trying Grand Blue, but I don't know anyone else who plays it, so it's like, do I really want to be playing a game that no one else I know is playing?
Well, I do, but I don't play that game. But I like to play games that other people aren't playing. But I'm weird.
Yeah, that's the thing is that I find that fighting games are a lot more enjoyable when you have people to play them against and talk to about.
I can see that. Yeah.
So
Okay. I can see
yeah, so this might not be on my radar, but it does. I really like the art style to it at least. It's very nice looking. Right, next anime fighter we're going to talk about is a game called Under Night in Birth. Under Night in Birth, yes. Don't try and question the names because they've had some very strange names for their games,
Sure,
like
it's a
Under Night in
translation
Birth
thing.
EXE Latest and stuff like that. So they had
Okay.
EXE Late, then the next version of it was called EXE Latest. Yep, don't ask.
Okay.
But they announced Under Night in Birth 2, Cis Celis.
Sure.
Yeah, and it's coming for PS5, PS4, Switch, and PC. No Xbox release.
Well, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if they normally release on Xbox or not.
Uh, yes. So this is another one. The Under Night and Birth series looks kind of cool. Don't know anyone who plays it,
Well,
so would love to.
Nana's
He
very
said it looks so
excited.
cool. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I might. Nana, if you're getting this game, I'll give you a shout because I want to play it real bad.
That would be good. That would be good.
Yes. So this is one that I've omitted from the news stories because I thought I'd forgotten about it when I was putting my document together.
Right.
Riot Games happened
Right?
to be at Evo.
Okay.
Because they showed off Project L.
Which is what?
Evo. Project L.
Project
Be a Riot-based fighting game set in the League universe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, oh wait, I remember reading about Project L. Yes, I do remember that.
The 2-on-2 Marvel-style fighting game by Riot Games.
Yeah, okay, I do remember reading that, but that was months ago, so that's cool to hear that it's like come to fruition.
Yeah, they showed off a new character in depth. This is the one that I did watch. I actually can't remember the name of the character, but it's a wind-based samurai sword fighter.
Very cool.
And he looks cool as hell.
Well, that's the thing about all the League, or to me, I mean, it's all subjective, but all the League characters have like this just cool factor that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And well, see, the reason this stood out to me was because I'd read about it a few weeks, well, I'd say months ago, not even weeks, months ago. It's a good way to get into the League of Legends universe without
Yeah.
actually playing League of Legends, which is, as we know, a toxic, horrible cesspool.
Isn't that like basically watching Arcane as well?
Oh yes. Oh, always. Everyone should always. I rewatched it recently and just bawled my head off.
I've just remembered that I've got Netflix now.
Oh,
I
Pete,
keep
please
forgetting
watch
to watch
it.
it.
You
I
have
keep
to.
forgetting. It's not
No.
my account, it's my mum's, so
Yeah, but still, okay. See,
yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
yeah, watch it because see, Pete and I we rarely agree on movies and entertainment and TV show, but when we do agree, it's like, we
We
really
really
agree.
agree, yeah.
I think on this one you might like I can predict that Pete will hate the Barbie movie, but I think you'll enjoy Arcane. You might not like all of it, but I think you'll like it. I love it.
Yeah,
I adore
I'm sure I will.
it.
The annoying thing is that not about Arcane, obviously.
Oh right, yes.
About Project L.
Yes.
Is I really, 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 really want to play that game. It looks so cool,
Well, play
but I
it.
can't support Riot Games.
Right.
I can't support Riot Games. They're terrible. They're a terrible company. I can't.
They are awful. Pete's very good at standing by his principles.
Why do I have to be such a principled individual? Why do I have morals?
Well,
I think we have an episode title, by the way.
Oh, probably yes. I think that will work. Yeah, because like some of us, okay, it's everyone is different out there. I was gonna say in America, but I mean in the world. You have to learn if you can to separate the art from the artist. Not everyone can do that, and I can't do it in every instance. Whereas Pete has chosen since day one who he's gonna support and who he's not. And you gotta respect that.
Yeah,
Mine depends.
I got rid of my Netflix account as soon as they added cuties to it, because I thought that was just gross. So I was like, ooh, yeah, no, doing that.
They couldn't justify that one to me, but
no, they couldn't.
Yeah, because I'm pretty liberal, but not that liberal.
Right. So those are the most announcements that we've got so far.
Oh goodness.
I've got one more to cover, that at the time of this recording, Evo is still ongoing.
Yes.
It's final day, so that means there's going to be more announcements coming later in the day. So we might do a catch up next week.
Okay,
we'll
do that
for those ones, because yeah, it's being rumored something big about Tekken 8 is coming. So
that would be good. We like a large. I've said this before as well. A large majority of our listeners are really into like esports and competitive fighting games. And stuff like that. So we aim to please.
Yes.
I aim to misbehave.
But I do have a question to ask of you quickly before I launch into this first proper news story.
Absolutely.
Do you happen to remember what the launch games were for the Xbox One?
The Xbone. Oh my gosh. I don't. Which is
one
weird.
of them was Rise, Son of Rome.
Oh my gosh, yes, I remember the whole hype for that, and then the whole for it.
And the other is the main topic of what I'm going to be talking about now.
Okay.
Iron Galaxy is returning to create a 10th year anniversary update for Xbox's Killer Instinct reboot later this year.
I don't even remember that.
Killer Instinct.
No, Killer Instinct, yes. But you said Iron Galaxy?
Iron Galaxy, yes. So, bit of background to this. This came out in 2013. It was a launch game for the Xbox One. If you remember, it came out with a couple of characters and then piecemealed the rest of them later on.
Was this that first person one where you're in kind of like a futuristic... No.
No, it's a fighting game.
See,
that's what I'm saying. It's a 2.5D. You can't open this, so I can't send it to you. So
I have zero memory of that.
Hang on, give me a moment.
I will. While you're doing that, I will talk about Rise, Son of Rome. I was so disappointed in that.
Go for it.
The art was amazing. The graphics, absolutely amazing, stunning, even to this day. But then to find out it was just like quick time events, I was so disappointed because I love the Roman Empire, the whole history and everything, and it was so on point. And just no, it was. I don't like quick time event games.
Yeah,
AQTE here and there, it's fine. But
yeah,
the
it's mostly
entire
fine.
game, no. Give me some strategy.
Yes, that's from season 1 for sure. So let me just do this.
I have no memory of the game that Pete is talking about. And guys, I have whoa, okay.
You remember that?
That scared me a bit. I don't.
Wow, okay. That stage is not from season 1, by the way. But those two characters are.
Right, okay. The wolfy guy looks familiar. Saberwolf.
Yeah, Saberwolf.
Oh, and then Jago. I do know that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But you obviously know of Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, background to it was it came out in 2013. It was a launch game for the Xbox One. The first season was originally made by Double Helix Studios.
Okay, right.
But Double Helix, halfway through development of season 1, were bought by Amazon Studios.
Yeah. That I do remember.
They then passed development over to Iron Galaxy, who then completed the rest of the game's development, as well as season 2 and season 3. I don't know if there was a season 4, to be fair.
Right.
But I don't remember. Anyway.
Yeah, I
have
no memory of this.
But anyway, that is the background to it, because I forgot all about Killer Instinct, to be honest.
I did and I didn't. If I'm ever discussing fighting games, it is one of the first ones that I think of. But I don't wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, and think of Killer Instinct.
No. Right, let me read the story. So, the update, which was announced on stage at this week's EVO event in Las Vegas, will include balance tweaks, improved matchmaking, and 4K support for Series X and S.
Oh my gosh.
Now, that's interesting that it's getting 4K support for the S as well.
To be fair, you're right, Pete. You're right about that.
Yeah, so the reboot of Rare's classic fighting game franchise, which was released on the Xbox One in 2013, developed by Double Helix, was supported with updates and new characters until 2016. So after Double Helix sales to Amazon, post-launch development was moved to Iron Galaxy. So this is a quote. We're doing a balance update and a major upgrade to all PlayFab services. James Goddard, design director on Killer Instinct's second and third season, told the audience at EVO. Matchmaking's a lot smoother, tournaments are easier, and more KI for the next 10 years.
I mean, that's cool.
So this might be why you might have heard some rumblings about it.
Right, okay.
Xbox boss Phil Spencer discussed the possibility of Microsoft bringing back the Killer Instinct series in a 2021 interview.
I do remember
where,
that.
I quote, I will just say, Matt Booty and I have discussed many times KI and where we would like to go with it, and it's not out of our minds that it might be out of our... it might be out of our minds, but it's in our hearts and in our minds that we want to continue to do something with KI. Here we go, everyone.
I definitely
KI is back, baby.
I 100% remember that quote, and I remember the Twitter verse discussing it and everything. So that is actually really, really good to hear. I don't know if it'll get me back into fighting games, but it's definitely tweaked my interest. Piqued my interest? Whatever.
Oh dear.
But Sincho has arrived.
Yes, that's why I said Killer Instinct is back, baby.
Yes.
I never really got into the KI 2013.
Really? Oh, 2013. I have zero memory of it.
No, I tried to play it. I was trying to play it not on an arcade stick, but now that I've got a PC and this new patch coming, I think I'm going to give it a good old college try this time.
Put a little English on the ball. Yeah, that's... it's definitely piqued my interest enough that I would actually take a look at it.
Yeah. Also, just as a final Evo story, because Sencho, you missed it. I covered all the announcements that have been made so far. But this story came up in VGC, only probably about an hour or so ago, a bit ago. Pictures circulating on social media from this week's EVO event appear to confirm the recent Tekken 8 roster leak. So this is an update to a story we did a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
So the images which show the character Steve, as well as a look at the roster, were reportedly taken at the Tekken 8 booth at EVO, where players have been given the chance to try out the game. Game's roster was allegedly leaked last month thanks to Cheat Engine, a PC application that allows players to manipulate their games via various community-made scripts.
Interesting.
So, yeah. The images that are going around do, in fact, confirm a certain Mr. Fox, Steve Fox.
Right.
And, yeah, you can see the actual character images there. So, basically, the characters that we revealed on there are all shown. So, oh boy, that's not a good leak for them.
But again,
which is a real shame, of course.
I mean, it is, but I always stand by my assessment that most leaks are intentional anyway. So
I don't know if this one was. I really don't.
I will take your word for that because I don't know.
Well, yeah. Well, because it's come via a closed beta test, and someone's run an external script to see if they can crack the game. Yeah, this wasn't intended. I don't think.
Cool. A rare unintended leak. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, the fact that they have left the full roster in that closed network test is a little bit on the stupid side, to be honest. But
yup.
I guess I don't know game development that much to, you know, how difficult is it to create a demo version of a game that doesn't include the full data the full game.
From what I understand, which is very limited, please, if you're game dev, correct me. Demos are actually full games.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. Mm-hmm. I've heard it again.
Yeah.
I was going to try some with the Killer Instinct story. I was going to try some interesting stuff, but I couldn't think of a good way to say rise from the grave.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We've got some clearing up to do of a certain story we covered last week.
Ooh. Go for it.
Hasbro apologizes for claiming Activision lost its Transformers games.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
Let me read the story. We'll make comments in a minute. So Hasbro has apologized for claiming that Activision had lost its Transformers games and that that is the reason why they aren't on Game Pass. So, in an interview with Transformers World last week, a member of the Hasbro team said it would like to see Microsoft revive Activision's old Transformers games via Game Pass. It claimed, however, this may not be possible because it's believed Activision had lost the hard drives containing the games.
I remember that.
This is a quote. Sadly, apparently, Activision's not sure what hard drives they're on in their building. When a company eats a company that eats a company, things get lost, and that's very frustrating. I remember that quote very clearly.
Yep.
Anyway, I'll move away from that because we all heard that anyway. So now, in a statement to VGC, the company has apologized to Activision, saying the comments were made in error.
Oh, goodness.
Air quotes to those listeners. Quote, to clarify, comments that suggest Transformers games have been lost were made in error. Hasbro's official statement reads.
Oh, dear.
And he thinks the lawyers got involved.
That's exactly what happened, yes.
We apologise to Activision and regret any confusion. They've been great partners and we look forward to future opportunities to work together.
Oh, goodness. Wow, that was a CYA moment. If you don't know what that means, it means cover yo ass.
Yes, it is. Also, holy hell, I've just looked down to see that Kane Blue River's not in the Marvel final. What?
Wow, Pete, that's really...
I don't care.
Cool or bad?
Yeah, thanks, Sencha. I'm glad you appreciated my shock.
I either support you or I am sad for you.
Well, Kane Blue River is like one of the best Marvel players out there at the moment, so for him to not win a tournament is quite shocking.
I will take your word for it.
Of course, the Zero May Cry. Of course it was. Stupid Zero May Cry.
Guys, I'm lost as a goose.
Zero May Cry is a team that consists of Zero from Mega Man X.
I know Zero.
Dante and Virgil. from Devil May Cry, hence the name Zero May Cry.
Oh, I see. That actually makes sense.
Yes, yes, it does. But yeah, of course. Anyway, back to Hasbro.
Yes.
So yeah, this does feel like a cover your ass sort of moment, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. 100%. Yeah, that's some lawyers getting in there.
Yeah. Do you think the lawyers are getting involved because there is actually work being done to get these games now onto Game Pass?
I wonder. I do wonder how it connects up with the whole Microsoft Activision thing, because clearly it does. I just can't quite find the link, and
Mm.
it must be. There's something there we're missing. There's some little bit of drama underneath the thing, um, which does tell me that Transformers the game is not dead. Is exactly how I feel about this. There's something,
Mm-hmm.
because you know, call in the lawyers if not.
I think that's purely because the story actually probably went a bit further than that person ever expected it to.
Yeah.
So they now had to sort of go, yeah, let's cover ourselves on this one, maybe.
Yep. Because see, gaming rights is kind of strange. It's very similar to like, movie rights. Like as we know, we talked about earlier, Marvel is split between like, well, it used to be Fox. Fox is now owned by Disney. Also, Sony had some rights to certain characters. Blah blah blah. So it gets very muddled.
Yeah,
Video
the
games
the
can.
Spider-Verse stuff is Sony, the X-Men and the Fantastic Four and Blade for a while, I think
Yeah.
was at Fox.
Yeah. So
But yeah,
it can get very muddled, and I think that's what's happened here. Is someone went, whoop.
yeah. Sencho, unfortunately, the Platinum game does not fall into this. I don't think it does anyway.
Who made that? Do you know? Off the top of your head.
What, you mean the Platinum Games Studios made Transformers game?
Oh, I got you now. Guys, I'm very slow tonight. I told you. I warned you ahead of time. Her good old Platinum Games. Platinum
Yeah,
Games, which
Platinum
we
Games.
have mentioned on this show like 5,000 times, by the way.
Yes, yes, we do. Right.
Her.
Okay. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna get through these next two stories. Well, this next story a little bit quicker than the one after because
That's what
we've
she
got a bigger
said.
story to cover at the end. It's
That's
going to
also what she
require a little
said.
bit more. Shut up. Right. Dead by Daylight.
Yes.
What franchise do you believe would come to it next? Because we recently had Nick Cage.
That's true. Which really
Now,
threw me
what
off.
classic horror
Yeah.
franchise would you
See,
think to be next?
that really threw me off. When they did Nick Cage. It was cool. It just really threw me off. I don't know, Psycho.
That would be cool, actually.
That would be cool.
I really think that would be a good idea.
It would be.
However, you're very
I'm
wrong.
very wrong, but yes.
Yes, because this particular franchise started out as horror, but has veered very, very far away from the horror franchise it started as.
I mean, Nick Cage, come on.
He's horrifying. Have you seen his acting skills?
I love Face Off. It's terribly acted, but I just
I'm gonna
love
take his face off. It's so good. It's so good because it's so bad.
It's so bad and so good.
Why do I still remember that quote?
And that weird face.
To me, like one of the funniest things about it is when he's doing the singing in the church and he just suddenly goes behind the choir sings on.
Yes.
So weird.
So weird.
It's just so weird. Anyway, getting back to this story.
Let's get back to Dead by Daylight.
The next horror franchise that is set to make an appearance in Dead by Daylight is Alien.
Okay. I have thoughts. Do you want to
Let me
inform
read.
us?
Let me read the
Yes.
story, and then
Yes.
we'll get to that. So,
Okay.
developer Behavior Interactive has released a teaser trailer that appears to show a recreation of the Nostromo ship from 1979's Alien movie.
I'm gonna have to watch
The
that.
trailer also shows a brief glimpse of the xenomorph creature from the movie, which screams and jumps into the screen.
I'm gonna have to watch that trailer.
So,
Yep.
okay. According to the trailer, more information on the Alien DLC will be made available on August 8th. So 2 days from now, as a day after, once this goes live. I'll get into that in a minute, all right? God damn it. So, Laura, Alien is the latest of many classic horror franchise characters to make crossover appearances. So, this is in order. So, we've got Michael Myers and Laurie Strode from Halloween, Bill from Left 4 Dead, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Freddy Krueger and Quentin Smith from Nightmare on Elm Street, Pig Mask Amanda and David Tapp from Saw. I actually didn't know they were in there.
Yeah.
Ash from Evil Dead, Ghostface from Scream, the Demogorgon, Steve and Nancy from Stranger Things, Pyramid Head and Cheryl from Silent Hill, Nemesis, Leon and Jill from Resident Evil, Pinhead from Hellraiser,
I love Pinhead.
Sadako and Yoshi Asakawa from Ringu, Wesker, Ada and Rebecca from Resident Evil, and Nick Cage. From nothing else, just Nick Cage.
Just Nick Cage.
So, games has also featured numerous original villains and protagonists since its initial launch in 2016. So, all in all,
they have a twink in there.
The Alien update will be the 34th piece of DLC added to the game.
I mean,
34th.
Can I talk? Are we ready to share our thoughts? Or are you still reading?
Let me finish this because it's the final statement. Earlier this year, it was announced that a film adaptation of Dead by Daylight is in production at Blumhouse, the studio behind The Purge, Insidious, Paranormal Activity, and Get Out.
I mean, I guess that is the perfect, production.
Well, Blumhouse are like, they're very much centered on horror movies, so that sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure how this is technically going to work in terms of licensing logistical nightmares to try to unless they just stick with their original characters.
Yeah, I mean, so the original characters. Okay, so Dead by Daylight. Are we ready to talk about this?
Yes, Karen.
I don't like these types of games. I'm always looking when I had friends back in the day. I would always be looking for games to play with other friends because I like playing with friends. So I did attempt Dead by Daylight like 1 or 2 times. It's not the game for me. I don't like these kinds of games. They're not my style. But the popularity of them and that I can't remember what it's called, where you go ghost hunting together. But it really took off in stuff, and the original characters are really interesting, actually, and they each have different abilities, obviously, and all that kind of stuff. I hope our audience is familiar with the Dead by Daylight format. You're like 4 or 5 survivors trying to escape a horror.
Sorry, 1 second. Sencho, I've got no sound on. Can you let me know if this is a big announcement?
Okay.
Thank you. No, some people have just come onto stage, and I'm worried. What I'm gonna see.
We might have live breaking news. I can't believe it. But anyway, so having said all that, I know that the people who play Dead by Daylight and who are, avid watchers or streamers and stuff, they really love it, and I love that they love it. I think it's amazing. I just feel like, I don't know, the more characters they added, the more it just, even though I do love Pinhead, the more it just felt commercially, which is probably stupid on my part. But the reason why
I don't disagree, actually. Like, the more they added more classic horror franchises, it became a bit more commercialized.
I kind of feel like that, which is maybe just me being, I don't know. But adding the xenomorph is interesting. Okay. Just for our audience at home, you guys can't see this. We're in the middle of like a live breaking thing because Pete and several of our watchers are watching Evo live as it happens, which
Mm.
is kind of cool actually. So if anything like new and surprising pops up, we're gonna break for that. But having a xenomorph is interesting because I can't lie. Like I've said this so many times, I'm not into horror games. They don't scare me. I don't have like a fear reflex like normal people do. Um, it's just not my thing. Horror movies don't scare me unless they're psychological. It's just not a thing.
Mm.
Alien Isolation, while it didn't scare me, it still gave me enough like, oh, that's really cool. Whew,
Oh yeah,
tingles.
Isolation's really good.
Yeah. So like them bringing the xenomorph in is actually kind of cool. But you know what I'm really kind of thinking is cool, and it has piqued my interest. Not as like I don't want to play the game, but I kind of want to look around. I want to see the Nostromo.
Well, that would be cool.
I really like them. Those are some of my favorite movies for people who are following along. I love the idea of walking around that. That would be very cool.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. There's only 2 good Alien movies ever.
I knew you were gonna say that, Pete.
It's kind of a crap franchise now.
Well, it's okay. Let's break for our film talk. Aliens 1 is a thriller horror.
Please never call it Aliens 1. It's just Alien.
I know, but I want people to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, Alien. Which is kind of ingenious how they named it Aliens as the sequel. But anyway, that's not the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's
God damn you, Jimmy Cameron.
It is a thriller, like.
Well, straight up, like psychological horror, more like.
And that's why I love it, because I'm there, man, and also so many quotable lines. And then Aliens 2, I actually enjoy. Some people are not. I know Aliens, but just deal with it.
Thank you. I'm trying. It's hard.
I know. This is mostly just for our listeners. That's what she said. But it took it in a different direction. It was more like kind of overt horror, monster horror, if that makes sense.
Creature horror, I think it is.
Which was
it's a creature feature.
Yeah, and it was really good that way. And then it just got more and more loopy, but that's because they got that guy Yui. Is that how you say his name?
So, weirdly enough, Alien 3 had David Fincher.
Yeah. See,
he's incredible, but you know,
guy,
he really stuffed that one up.
I kind of liked Aliens 3.
Yeah.
But I really love the terrible one.
What, all of them since?
No,
Resurrection. What, you mean Alien Resurrection? Oh god, yeah. You mean the one that has a certain actor that I didn't realize actually looks like a toe?
And who would that?
Or a thumb? Ron Perlman.
Okay. Ron Perlman is not an attractive man, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. He looks like a toe.
Yes, he does. But he usually wears like prosthetics and stuff. He's a good actor.
Take nothing away from his ability as an actor.
No, him out of prosthetics is not the most attractive man. It's true. But there was this show in the 80s, guys. Time for a tangent. There was this show in the 80s, I think, or 90s or whatever, but my mom used to watch it, and she bought it on VHS. That's how much she loved it. It was like Beauty and the Beast or something. And it had the chick that played Sarah Connor, Linda Hamilton, and Ron Perlman was the Beast, and he had like all this like makeup on and stuff, and I was way too young. I should probably watch it, but she absolutely adored that series. And it's funny to go back and see like Ron Perlman in this full like lion beast makeup, and people freaking loved it. And then when he was out of makeup, it was like, oh, he's not that sexy. But yeah, what were we talking about? I forgot, Pete.
Alien.
Oh yes, Alien. To be fair, if you're going to do something like Dead by Daylight, I guess Alien is kind of a natural progression. It's just not my thing. Like, I'm so happy for the people that it is their thing. Don't get me wrong.
Yes. Chloe was popping off in her Discord about this because
Oh,
apparently
was
she
she?
called it. She is a big Dead by Daylight player,
Oh
as you know,
goodness. Yes,
and
she
she
is.
called
Yeah.
it on stream about 24
Did
hours
she?
before it got announced. She was like,
Oh,
"Wouldn't Alien be cool for Dead by Daylight?" And then it happened.
oh, that's very cool, Chloe. I know you're out there watching every single episode, and that is very cool.
Look,
That's awesome.
I wanted to get my group into Dead by Daylight, but then saw that I had to pay money for it and was like, no thanks.
I mean, like I said, I'm very thrilled for the fans that love it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, if it's on Game Pass, I probably will try it at some point, and I should really.
I would play it like if I was drunk with friends. I'd have to be drunk and also have friends, of which I do not have. I can get
Okay.
drunk though.
Yes, that's a standard requirement
Yes.
anyway. Right, we've pretty much bottomed out this news story.
Yeah,
So
we
let's
have.
move on. So I need to know your opinion on a certain franchise, and I guarantee I know what the answer is going to be.
Uh-huh. Let's find out, shall we?
Out of the 5 games in the series, what one would you say is your favorite in the Elder Scrolls series?
Oh, oh, that's so great. This yay, subject I can talk about.
This is almost like I put this in there for you.
Yes. Especially while Evo's happening, this is even better. I was actually thinking of this the other day. My absolute favorite one is Oblivion. Believe it or not, it is Oblivion.
It is claimed that the studio co-developing the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 3 remake is also working on a remake of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Woo! Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool.
I knew you were going to say Oblivion, that's why.
Yes. Like, I'm ready to go on my tangent now, Pete. You want to finish your story?
No, let me read the story. So a Reddit user said to be a former employee of Virtuous made the claim in a now deleted post on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors subreddit, as reported by Xfire. The user was reportedly verified by the subreddit's mods as being a legitimate former Virtuous employee. If this verification process was accurate, it could lend more credibility to their claims. According to the user, Virtuous is working on 5 separate projects, of which the remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 is only one.
Holy crap.
Now, we already know about that one anyway, so...
We do.
The user claims that the studio is also working on Project Alta, which they say is either a remake or remaster of Oblivion, which will make use of a pairing system that will run the game on both Unreal Engine 5 and the Oblivion engine. They clearly didn't do their due diligence because it's the creation engine.
I know. I'm like, Oblivion engine?
Yes, I just read that and I was like, oh,
that
VGC.
makes me a little,
Let me. Yeah, I think it's because they've added in. Anyway, so for quote, for instance, new graphics are rendered in the Unreal Engine 5 project, but most of the gameplay physics are still done in the Oblivion engine, they claim, which is probably where they put it in the post.
Right.
So they also say that the project will be released at the end of 2024 or early 2025, depending mostly on if it's a remake or remaster, and that the game is mostly being made in Virtuous's Paris studio.
Huh.
So other projects Virtuous is working on, according to the user, are Massive, described as Monster Hunter cross with Shadow of the Colossus, an expansion for Amazon's MMO New World, and a narrative climbing game codenamed Omnius.
Interesting.
So anyway, let's move on
and
talk about this a bit more.
I was like, I want to talk about this way. So
yeah, I know. That's what I meant. That's the story. Yes,
we're done with the story part. Let's go to the tangent part. Yay! So, what most of you youngins out there may not know, you younger folks, but people know, is when Oblivion first came out, like, there was nothing even in comparison. And what I mean by that is, like, collision detection at that point. I remember being so excited that you could jump on a table and kick the apple bowl or pick up an apple. And that was huge. You could not do that in anything. You would usually clip through it, or it would be a solid thing. That was your choice. And the fact that you could, like, bump the apple bowl and it would the apples would go spilling over, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then not only was it beautiful, and Jeremy Soul's music is like, it's so top notch. Just, I used to listen to the soundtrack just by itself over and over, like all day long. Um,
Was it 2016 game? No, 2006,
no.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
2006.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant, because I was like 2011 for Skyrim, so
Mm-hmm.
they spent 5 years making that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But then they did all the DLC as well, and the game had like a 2 or 3 year like
It
life,
was
didn't it?
it for me at the time. Now, I mean, obviously, I've matured and moved on and everything like that. For me at the time, it was an absolute perfect game. New Vegas hadn't quite made it out yet because it was Fallout 3 was out at, I think Fallout 3 came out after Oblivion or before, I can't remember. That's when my
Uh,
Bethesda obsession started, by the way.
Fallout 3 came after,
Was it
because I think
after?
Fallout 3 was 2008.
Okay, and then 2010 was New Vegas. So yes, you're correct. Um, so Oblivion was the first time where I personally, outside of a PC RPG, you just could lose yourself for hours, and then the quests were unbelievable. I never finished the main quest on Oblivion. To this day, I've never finished the main quest because I
The same
absolutely
way that you
adore.
haven't finished the main quest of Fallout 4 either.
It's true. Yeah, I haven't. But the side quests were amazing. The DLC, Shimmering Isles, all of that was amazing. I mean, yes, they crapped the bed with like horse armor, but I got distracted by chat. Uh, yeah, at that point, Half Life.
2004 for Half-Life 2.
Yeah, so Half Life 2 was out, and yes, that was the leader in the physics engine. By
Yeah, well, that
far.
whole game was physics-based anyway,
It
so...
was, and I remember being absolutely blown away on Half Life 2 that you could get on the merry-go-round and you could kick the swing.
Yes.
Because in, like, I don't remember what game it was. I was going to say it was Fallout, but it wouldn't have been Fallout 2. I don't remember what game it was. You couldn't kick the swing, it was solid.
Yeah, there's probably several games of that era that have
Yeah,
done
whatever
something
was out at
similar.
that time. But this was on such a micro level. Like the time, like the apples, and I keep harping on the apples because I just remember my jaw completely dropping, which is so funny to people nowadays, I'm sure, who did not experience that, but back then that was such a big deal. And I just sunk so much time into Oblivion that it is forever gonna be like, it's superior to Skyrim for me.
Hmm.
So I'm very happy to hear that.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I
but
have a minor amount of thoughts on this one.
uh-huh.
Because,
Go for
well,
it.
I played Oblivion when it first came out. I
Yes.
wasn't a fan because
You're not an RPG fan, though.
I'm not an RPG guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite hard for me to get into an RPG unless let's be honest, it's a Mario RPG because they're easy.
Yes. There's
Um,
nothing wrong with that. Everyone's got different
no,
tastes.
but I was blown away by the level of detail in the game. Like the
So,
collision, the engine itself, like
yeah.
NPC interaction was always quite fun
Oh,
in that game
yes.
as well.
Yep.
But do
And
you really feel that nearly 20 years later, yeah, that's a horrifying thought, by the way.
that's insane, Pete, and I kind of want to have a heart attack right now.
Me, how do you think I feel? I'm 3 months older than you.
Oh my gosh. It can't be. Oh my
The
gosh. It
chat's
is.
popping off as well. It's like, stop, Pete, no. Because
Oh
now the
my.
realization is set in. It's 3 years away from its 20-year anniversary.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Existential
Okay.
crisis
Let,
activated.
let me finish the point I was going to make.
Yes, Pete.
Of nearly 20 years old, do we really feel it needs a remake or remaster? I don't, because I still think it's very much playable.
Well, it is, but like it is 100% playable. Because I've gone back and messed around with it. But as I
And
think
Brent,
Sincho mentioned, I think it was Sincho.
no, Brent's mentioned it.
Well,
I
no,
think if it's
Sky,
disappointing.
Sky Livian. Which
Oh,
is
right, okay.
which is like someone has there is
Oh, it's a
in the mod
fan-made project.
exactly a fan made project where they've gone and modded and
Okay.
just upgraded Oblivion to Skyrim, and
Okay.
it is so playable. It's just a good game, you know.
That's cool as hell, but actually,
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with Brent's point where he says I think they should have remade Morrowind first.
I think Morrowind. Okay, if we're gonna let's again, we'll do a little minor tangent here, which is not really a tangent because we are talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Morrowind broke the mold of RPGs at the time, because I think Dragon Quest 500 million was out, Baldur's Gate 5,000. No, Baldur's Gate's only. We didn't talk about Baldur's Gate, by the way. We should have. I think two was out at the
I think
time,
it's
and
too. I think it's too early to discuss, but it did crash Steam.
I want to mention it a little bit, and I'll mention it at the end of this point. Um, but I recently watched my other favorite streamer, I Am Krusty. Aha!
Bingo.
Bingo. He played the remake or the updated version of Morrowind.
Oh
And
yeah, because they had a bit. They had a
They
patch,
had a
didn't
little
they?
patch, yeah. And in fact, I think he played it in VR even. And watching it,
Nice.
you can see so many echoes of what Oblivion and Fallout became. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a kind of like this came first, and it really broke the mold of what
It's the
was
building
available.
blocks, basically.
It really was. It's but at the same time, it is so aged out. It is clunky. It is like it would have to be recreated from the ground up, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
updated that way. Not, I don't think it would ever do with like a San Andreas remake that was
Oh
shoved at
god.
us. You
Oh, you
know,
mean the remasters that we got
remaster.
for?
Sorry, I meant
Oh god.
remaster. I think it would have to be remade as opposed to remastered, but that's just my
Yeah,
personal
to be
opinion.
honest with you, I'm getting to this point where I'm getting bored of this constant talk of everything needs to be remade, remastered, and all of that. I think the only time that we really need to see a remake for a game is if it is literally unplayable at this point, either through the fact that it's no longer available on digital platforms,
Well,
or it has got game-breaking bugs in it that you need to get rid of those. So, and to put it, because obviously someone's going to go back and find this out, and then me talking about Mario RPG remake,
yes.
the game wasn't available to us for the longest period
Right.
of time in Europe, so that is warranted, I think.
Yeah, I mean that is true. I only found that out through you. But I think, and again, I have said this before, and I still stand by it. The way the Master Chief Collection did it,
Hmm.
it's the only thing they've ever done right.
Still the best thing.
Still, the best thing is the fact that you can flip back and forth between present and old style,
Yep.
and I love that. And then, of course, Halo 2 was completely redone. The
Yeah,
cutscenes and
and
everything, and they're
basically the same way that they did CE or Anniversary Edition for Halo 1, wasn't it?
yeah, you can flip back and forth. They didn't redo the cutscenes though. They
Oh,
just
okay.
yeah, but the Halo 2 cutscenes are redone in just I don't know what engine they used, but they look amazing.
Mm.
But what I'm really harping on, obviously, is the fact that you can switch back and
Carry on.
sure you can switch back and forth between modern and classic, which I personally would love to see on more games that they're redoing and stuff like that, because you don't lose the old style. Like Morrowind, I think would be perfect for that to
Mm.
flip between modern and classic because so many people adhere to the classic. To
Yeah.
me, it's still a little bit clunky and outdated. It was a little bit before my time, whereas Oblivion was right in my time.
Mm.
Yep.
Just coming to the comments, Sencho's just put, yeah, just copy and pasting assets into UE5 for money sure is easier.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say it
that's.
doesn't always work.
I mean, like that's not
No,
exactly what they did for San Andreas because they didn't use Unreal Engine
no,
5,
no,
but
no,
you
they
just
used the mobile version of it
it
originally. No, I
was.
have an actual better
Oh,
example of
okay.
it, and this is more prevalent. Is when they made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh goodness.
And they
Ooh.
made Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite on UE4, and they tried to port some of the assets from Marvel 3, which was made on MT Framework
Yeah.
Engine, and oh boy, that did not work well.
Oh god. gosh.
Okay, the budget was slim from Capcom's side as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, admittedly, but that game looked horrendous in some of its character models. And I've been warned about my second strike. I'm really looking forward to that third strike.
Oh goodness.
Oh,
Oh, Pete, that's terrible. Yeah, chat's popping off, by the way.
yeah, you come here for the fighting game jokes.
That's right. Yes, we're here for the fighting game. But yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Sincho says you've redeemed
There you
yourself
go.
with that one, Pete.
There you go.
But yes, Pete, you want to go to the next one, please?
This is our final story, but it is a large one.
Oh, that's what she said. Ah.
Good. I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this one, but then as the news kept going on and on and on and on, talk about it, don't we?
Okay.
So, quote, sources, Nintendo targets 2024 with next-gen console.
Oh, yes, Pete, we did. We were going to talk about this, weren't we?
Yes. Let me read the story because,
yes.
my God,
this
might take a while.
Yep, I want to hear your thoughts on this one.
So, development kits for Nintendo's next console are with key partner studios, with launch plan for next year, sources have told VGC. According to multiple people with knowledge of Nintendo's next generation console plans, the console is likely to release new hardware during the second half of 2024 to ensure that it has ample stock available on day one and to avoid the kind of shortages seen with the PS5 and Series X and S.
Pretty smart.
Although specific details on the console are being kept closely guarded, those VGC spoke to indicated the next-gen console would be able to be used in portable mode similar to the Switch. So, two sources VGC spoke to suggested that the console could launch with an LCD screen instead of the more premium OLED screen in order to bring down costs, especially considering the increased storage needed for higher fidelity games. The current Switch comes with just 32 gigs of internal memory, while many current gen games are obviously over 100 gigs on the PS4 or PS5 and Xbox One and Xbox Series X and S. Like its predecessor, the new Nintendo console will also accept physical games via a cartridge slot.
Wow. Yay. Okay, we need to discuss that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so anything that we find interesting, let's talk about it. So let's talk about this one, shall we? Okay. The physical games. Yeah. The cartridge slot. What's your thoughts?
Well, I'll say this. As we know, I have a Switch. I've turned it on once. I actually do own a game. I don't remember what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Smash. I can't remember. Oh my gosh. So for those who don't know, they're about this big.
Yeah, then.
When your games are about this big, Pete, I am thinking digital's the better way to go.
Just think of how much you could fit in that little package.
Oh, that's what she said.
You queue them up, I queue them up, you knock them down.
Yep, exactly. But like, God, really am bothered that I can't remember what game I have. No, it's not.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, but that is I mean, I guess a powerful package in a little tiny box, but
that's what she said.
Yep. But it's so like you can lose it and stuff. And oh my gosh, Sincho, that's all okay. Sincho says, for our listeners at home, now the important question is, did you lick the cartridge, Kiley? I am fascinated, absolutely fascinated by the idea that Nintendo coated the cartridges in a bad tasting thing. I don't know what to call it, coating. And like to discourage little kids, I guess, from swallowing it.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been brave enough to actually lick a cartridge. Pete, you have though, haven't you?
Yeah, it tastes like hell.
Yeah, see, like
I literally just went, no.
I'm so like, I can't believe they did that, but also it's ingenious.
It's a good
Uh,
idea.
it is like it literally is because they're little, they're tiny, they're like that big.
Now they know what they need to do for the next Switch. Smaller cartridges with an
See,
even worse taste.
and my point is, get rid of the cartridges altogether.
No.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
so
I think we'll
Joe
do
has
that.
issued a challenge.
Oh God,
I think.
no! In a
Oh
hot tub?
yes,
No, no, no,
I
no, no.
I have a hot tub, and I have told Pete before, if he ever visits, well, fully clothed now. Don't get any bad ideas, you terrible, awful people. But we should do a podcast from my hot tub because that would be hilarious.
Okay.
But I do think, okay, maybe on episode 200 we will each lick a Nintendo cartridge. Oh,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
That sounds like a deal. Anyway, I have it. I have a small thought about this one.
Uh huh. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you have many thoughts about this.
Um, Physical games via the next version of the Switch.
Yes, we know how
Big
yours.
fan. Big fan.
Yes, we know yours.
However, I have a bit of a concern.
What is that, Pete?
Well, being the fact that it runs on a Tegra X1 hard chipset,
Yes.
how easy is it going to be to emulate that via their new chipset?
Right.
Does that then mean that any
No.
physical editions are going to
Yes.
struggle to be emulated?
Based on my very limited knowledge, folks out there in TV land, I think that's exactly what that means, Pete.
Mm.
Which
Yeah,
is
so I think
disappointing.
it would be disappointing because there's obviously people out there like myself who like to play
Yeah.
physical. So I think that digital games will get next gen updates, let's say. But that if Nintendo was smart and consumer friendly, which we all know they're not.
I was gonna say sometimes they can be, but I mean overall their track record is not.
This is the same company that has sold you multiple versions of Super Mario Brothers across all their various platforms.
I think that's your answer right there. But go ahead, Pete. Finish your
Um,
thought.
that the Nintendo Online service, so the NSO service, will stick around.
Yes. Yeah. I think
But
so.
we may get to that in a bit.
Yeah.
Physical games will not, but there will be a way to turn them digital.
Okay, but like ultimately what you're saying is what I think you're saying is you're going to have to rebuy everything.
Essentially, yes and no to some degree. So what I think they might do is they might have a way of verifying any Switch purchases via a physical edition via the cartridge slot, and then offer you the ability, much like they did at the beginning of this generation, to upgrade to the next generation version at a cost.
Yeah, because PlayStation pulled the same move, if we remember correctly, on certain games.
Ubisoft did it.
Yep.
Activision did it. Nana, can you get that, please?
Yeah, that's a banhammer right there.
Thank you. Yeah, so I worry about that a little bit because extra costs just for the sake of the digital. Yeah, not great. Also, LCD screen compared to an OLED. Very unusual.
Right, that's the part I wanted to talk to you about. What did you think about that?
I don't disagree with it because LCD screens are nice to some degree. There are different configurations of LCD screens, so some look better than others. It's the same thing with any 4K display or OLED display. It's a similar principle. So they're configured to a certain way, and we all know that obviously Nintendo was not a fan of adding the OLED screen on the original Switch. But look what they managed to do with the LCD screen on the original launch version. It still looks pretty damn nice to some extent. So I've got no problem with the LCD screen so long as they configure it well.
Well, I think you're correct, because I do remember the kind of hubbub against the... What was that, Pete? I heard a sound.
That could have been my phone vibrating on my desk.
It's probably that. But
Yes, it was.
Pete, what was it? Breaking news.
No, it's just
Oh,
a notification on my phone.
do you remember again showing our age? I don't care. Uh, but do you remember like the hubbub around plasma screens?
I do, and they were terrible.
They were terrible, but weren't the like colors better on plasma, but they weren't more efficient? Was that the
They
thing?
were
And
they
then
were
LCDs?
terrible in terms of energy efficiency, but yeah,
Yeah.
some of the colors were a lot sharper on them.
Yeah.
But in terms of mostly, like in terms of the performance side of things, they were quite bad.
Can you imagine having a Switch that's got a plasma screen? Do we have any handhelds that have plasma screen? Is that a thing?
I don't think they did. I don't think plasma screens came down to a certain
Because
price level to be able to put them.
I was saying that you do get laptops with plasma screens,
Of course, yeah.
but I don't know if there was any touchscreen
No,
thing.
there was probably never any handheld that did because the PSP had an LCD screen. I'm sure
I think so.
the PS Vita had had an OLED screen. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
Um, but that's interesting. But I mean, again, I don't have as much experience as all
okay,
of you guys do out on your. I was gonna say PlayStation. That's not what I meant. Yeah,
brilliant.
your Switch. But I don't. But then again, my vision's very limited. I don't see a lot of difference between LCD and OLED. But again, I don't have good vision. So Pete, you've seen both, haven't you?
Yes, I've finally seen a Switch OLED in person because my nieces have got one.
So what are your thoughts and feels on that?
I'm still happy playing on my LCD one.
Right. It can't be that much different, right?
It's not overly different. The only thing is it's taken away the bezels that were on the side, so it's a slightly
Right.
bigger screen.
Right. Okay. Well,
Like
yeah.
obviously it's a little bit sharper, but
Yeah.
when I'm playing, like I'd like to see, like I'd like to put both side by side so I can see
Yeah.
if I can really tell the difference. But it's quite hard to do when one of your nieces or nephew are
Yeah.
trying to play the game.
I assume, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on with this story.
Okay.
So, other details such as backwards compatibility support for Switch, physical and digital, remains
That
unclear.
okay, see? Okay, that's the main question.
Yeah. Nintendo has said that it wants to convert as many of the Switch's 100 plus million user base as possible to its next system, although some third party publishers are said to have expressed concern that legacy support for Switch games could negatively affect sales for next gen titles.
Interesting, interesting.
So, Nintendo did not immediately respond to VGC's request for comment on the story. No surprises there.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Did you really think that was going to
Tokyo-based
come?
industry consultant Dr. Serkan Toto told VGC that a 2024 console launch would make sense for Nintendo, since it's projected to see double-digit declines in Switch hardware and software sales this year after it cleared 7 years in the market.
Yeah, it's time. Let's be honest, it's time to move on,
Yep.
to move forward.
So, this is a quote. I would generally say that looking at Nintendo's financials, it seems clear that it's time for a new piece of hardware in 2024. He said hardware is already projected to fall 16.5% year on year in the current fiscal, while the minus for software is expected to hit 15.9.
Holy.
Anyway, the only way to stop these losses from totally ballooning next fiscal is a new device, and second half of 2024 sounds like a realistic window to me. Anyway, I'm going to move on. Reed Potts, head of gaming, D2B, just for a drink, told VGC that a 2024 release would fit with the Nintendo's historical trend of launching hardware mid-cycle compared to PlayStation and Xbox.
Interesting.
Not true.
Oh, okay. I definitely defer to you on that
Mid
one.
mid-cycle, no.
Is this mid-cycle though? Because it's been what, 7 years?
When did you have to think to yourself? When did the Wii U launch? Actually, no. Okay, I stand corrected. Yes, they are correct because it did launch in the back end of the 360 generation,
Yes,
just
it
before
did.
the one came out.
That is
Yeah, I
exactly what I was
stand
about to
mostly.
say.
My apology. I stand corrected.
Yeah, only because I remember owning a Wii U.
But it's not always been the case. It has often been the way that Nintendo has came out at the exact same time, if not before.
Yeah, I had to leave my Wii U back in America.
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 Anyway, so the original Switch, this is a quote, released over 3 years after the PS4 and Xbox One, which proved to be an effective move for Nintendo. Everyone thought it was a bad move, by the way.
Right.
Do you remember that? Everyone thought that was a terrible move.
Yes, I remember it quite well.
Yeah. A second half 2024 release for the Switch would be nearly 4 years after the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S, so would see a similar mid-cycle launch for Nintendo. Quote, I'd argue that unlike 2017, Sony and Microsoft's consoles are still relatively new at the moment. No, just have no real experiences for them that are actually exclusive to the generation.
Yes, exactly.
Partially due to component shortages, slowing the rollout in the first 2 years. No, it's because we believe in generations when we don't believe in generations. Thank you, Sony. And software delays meaning that we've not seen too many titles take full advantage of either the PS5 or Series X. So it's to be seen whether Nintendo would enjoy the same benefit. Right. So, however, the biggest competitor Nintendo faces is itself.
I was literally
Although its
gonna
core
say
fans
that.
are eager for more hardware,
Yes.
its more family-orientated casual fans will need more convincing. What will the next
Yes.
Mario Kart offer that they're not currently getting from the current one, for example? Nintendo has struggled to upgrade players in previous generations, so its approach things like digital libraries, the Nintendo account, and even backwards compatibility may prove crucial in the next system getting off to a strong start. So, if Nintendo does release the Switch's successor close to Christmas, String said he'd expect a deeper launch lineup than what we saw for the first Switch, which arrived earlier in its launch year. So, quote, in 2017, Nintendo spread out its releases with big games arriving almost every month. By the time the holiday period arrived, the firm had Mario, Zelda, Splatoon, Mario Kart, plus other similar titles like ARMS and Xenoblade to push up the console over the crucial Christmas sales window. Anyway, this is basically it, but there have been several other things being mentioned.
Right.
I don't know what, though, because, like, these are all over the place. Some of these are a little bit weird because they're coming from sources that you... Let's be honest, I've not heard half of these websites.
Yeah. So you got to be a little bit, I don't know, guarded on these.
Yeah, so there's a lot of information that's been coming out via other sources, but look, I'm just going to pull the band-aid off. I think this is nonsense. I don't believe half of this anyway.
I was going to say how much,
Okay, sorry,
how much
let's stop there. We may have a small bit of breaking news coming in a minute.
Okay, I like our breaking news. That's
Harada, one of the developers for Tekken, is now out on stage talking
dear.
Tekken.
I hope you.
Oh, he's talking Tekken World Tour Finals. Okay, let's carry on for a minute then.
All right, I'm sure Sincho will shout at us.
Yes, he will in a minute, but anyway, I think these are.
Your thoughts, like, what do you think is real? How much of this, in a percentage-wise, how much of this is accurate, do you think, or just Fantasyland?
I don't think all of this is complete bunk. I don't.
Right.
I think the fact that there's nuggets of truth laden within this very interesting piece of rumoring, let's say.
Right.
So the fact that it'll have some sort of backwards compatibility would make sense with the fact that they've introduced the Nintendo Online service. Or the NSO as they call it.
Yes.
So that'll be where your backwards compatibility will come in through those back catalogue of games moving forward.
Yep.
And that's obviously like the free games that are on the Switch, like Tetris 99 and things like that.
Yeah.
As well as all the stuff that you get via the NES, the SNES, and everything as such. The game cartridges, I think Nintendo will hold out on that. They've been very firm in their belief that they don't really want to do many completely digital experiences.
Right. Okay.
They kind of had it. They kind of had it with a digital-only version of the Wii, and I think it absolutely friggin' flopped.
Right.
So not great. Let's be honest. The 2024 release. Makes sense. But I don't know if they're going to launch in a Christmas period.
Right. Okay. So what do you think about that launch window that they're saying?
Yeah. I I think if they were to try and capture the hearts and minds of people again, they wouldn't be too far stretched to do the similar thing what they did with the Switch. Release in March and have a game queued up for every single month. A big release.
It was so
It worked
good.
well. However,
That was
we all
ingenious.
know what Nintendo is like. We all know what Sony's been like in the past as well.
Yeah.
With the fact that, yeah, it's not. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, we have a trailer. We have a
Yes.
trailer.
Okay.
Hang on.
Breaking news, my listeners, my beautiful listeners
This.
out there.
So this is now. Is it Unreal Engine? Yep. So it's now Unreal Engine 5. This is something to do with Tekken 8.
Okay, so
Oh, that's a nice stage.
Pete is watching currently Evo Live as they go into Tekken 8.
Oh,
Trailer
cool.
for Tekken 8.
Yep. Yep. The leaks are real, everyone. Master Raven is there.
Right, okay. So this confirms our previous discussion about the leaks on Tekken. Pete seems very...
Oh, his new character model looks cool as hell as well.
Say, Pete
okay. God damn it, I've never been into Tekken, but now I'm going to have to get into Tekken, aren't I?
Tekken's wonderful. I mean, and again, this is as a layperson who's not into fighting games. I absolutely adore Tekken. Tekken's great.
I love watching it. Every EVA, I always watch the top 8s. It is a wonderful game to watch because it is...
Yes.
It is a dance. It really is.
It is. It 100%
It's so cool.
Oh,
these are a couple of really nice new stages, actually. Wow, okay. Really pushing that Unreal Engine.
Sincho says, I lost all interest in T8 after the netcode feedback from the beta. Wow.
Yeah, but they've got plenty of time to fix that. I think that's why they've put it out so early.
Right. I was actually going to mistakenly say that Tekken's been good with netcode, but
Tekken 7 was a bit rough for a while.
I've not been in the beta, obviously. I am just an observer.
Yeah.
I watched a Let's Play of Tekken 7 when it was out quite a bit.
What, back when it was Fated Retribution?
Yes.
Damn, that is going back a long time as well. That was the arcade version of it.
It really was. But I was still massively impressed back then because my childhood is Tekken. Because you would get the demo discs for like PlayStation. And that was my first true taste of it. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So, God, it's really crazy to think how far we've come in such a limited time.
Yeah. Anyway, there might be some more coming in a minute, so I'll carry on just as is.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I'm not 100% certain that this is going to come out in May. Oh, sorry, in
that was
holiday 2024.
Yeah, that was my question. Was when do you realistically think that something like this is going to drop?
Very early 2025.
Right. Now, do you think that's the chip shortage influencing that, or?
No, I just think that it's Nintendo just taking their time.
Yeah, that is something that Nintendo does over the other competitors, which is Nintendo is very, very... They don't rush things. They don't have a tendency to rush things. They make sure that everything comes out in top quality. You don't see a lot of updates or whatever to Nintendo games. If we're dead honest, like how many... Has there been any updates to Tears of the Kingdom? Because I sure haven't heard of any.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
But I sold my copy of the game, so I don't care.
Yes. But whereas something like Halo or, maybe even Spider-Man, there's an update within the first week. There's a patch.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's always been very, very good about having patience and coming out with high quality stuff.
Got another trailer. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
I knew this was coming. Sencho's kept us in there. I'll read that comment in a minute, Sencho. Yeah. So who next? Who next?
Pete, you should definitely title this something to do with Tekken so that our Tekken listeners will We'll listen.
Maybe. Oh, another really nice stage. What the hell?
Oh, live reaction, folks. Live reaction. As it happens. I'm actually kind of hungry.
Is this a new character?
I think so.
Because I don't recognize this character at all.
It could be. Tekken doesn't release new characters in the way that most people do. Most games do.
Azucena is her name.
Oh, right, yeah. Even Sincho agrees that she's new. So.
Oh, a command grab character. Nice.
Oh goodness.
She looks very tricky as well because she's got some command dodges by the looks of it.
Oh, very good. See, I'm actually
very cool.
kind of tempted. But again, Tekken's for me is a very strong.
Oh
fighter.
wow! Okay, that looks broken as hell.
Oh,
that
dear.
looks like it's gonna be broken.
Is she OP? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, the fact that she could command dodge in 3 dimensions.
Oh, nice.
That looks like it's probably gonna get broken.
Okay.
Pretty hard.
That is, yeah. Yep.
She looks really, really cool though. Her character design is actually really cool as well.
Man,
I think you'd quite like it too.
I do love character design. I do, especially female characters.
Yeah. My girl Lily's looking good as well.
Excellent. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yes. Yeah, she does look very, very interesting. But I think this is going to break the game so hard.
Oh, I'm sure. They always got to have somebody exploit something. And then
they of course, yeah.
wind it back in. So that'll be very good. Positive reaction from both Pete and Sincho, who I would put as our resident fighting games experts. Nana hasn't weighed in, but he will. Because I'm 100% sure Nana is watching this trailer as well.
Oh my god, no. She's a coffee queen.
What is that?
Oh my god. Her victory win is literally her drinking a cup of coffee.
Yes, I love her already.
Yeah, her super is not exactly very interesting, let's be honest. So they showed that at the end of the trailer, and it's not that great. It really isn't, but I really like the character design. I really do.
Sincho says her super sucks, and Nana says, yes, of course. I'm watching the trailer, lol. She flicks your head. Oh my gosh, is that cool? Does she do that?
Yeah.
I love her.
I'll link it to you afterwards so you can watch it.
I love that. If she flicks your head and drinks coffee, I think she's my stan.
Right, anyway, what do you think about this? The release date, timing, and all that for the Switch 2, or whatever it's going to be called.
Yeah, exactly. Switch Pro. Well, I mean, if you've been following this show, and of course you have, that's why you're here. I actually said way back when, 2022 or 2021. Probably 2022. Yeah. No, you know what? I think I said in 2021 that we would have something by 2023. Because I thought for sure, because the hardware in the current Switch is so outdated. Like,
it really is.
Joking. It was outdated when it came out, and then it just fell further and further by the wayside. So I'm actually shocked. But because Nintendo has taken so long to release anything, I'm actually kind of in agreement with Pete. It's not going to be 2024. That doesn't make sense as a timeline. Knowing Nintendo and production and how it all works. So I'm kind of in agreement, Pete. I'm thinking 2025. Early 2025.
Yeah, I'm thinking like February, March time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then they can do exactly what they've done with the Switch before, where it's reveal it in October, get all the press junket going up like around the Christmas period, get the hands-on previews in January, and then it launches early March.
That's exactly my thoughts as well, Pete. I like what Sincho said, though. Do you want to read it?
It's their chance to bring back nostalgia by calling it a Super Nintendo Switch, and he totally didn't steal that. Yep.
I'm not going to lie. If they call it Super Nintendo Switch, I'm probably going to buy it.
And not play it.
Super Nintendo Chalmers. Just a Simpsons reference for anyone who doesn't know.
Wow, really? Okay, well, this gets me to my second point about this then.
Okay.
I think this is all nonsense anyway.
Like,
Most of it.
okay. Like, yeah, that's what
Because
I want to know. How much do you think?
these are the same people that have been reporting about a Switch Pro coming for the last couple of years, and they've been very wrong.
You're exactly right. Which I again, like, I had to own up. I had to own up to being absolutely wrong about the Activision acquisition timeline,
Hmm.
which I could not believe. I could not be more wrong, but I was. But I'm
Yep.
also going to own up to the fact that in the beginning, I actually stood by. Was it VGC that was saying it at first? It was
Well,
somebody.
it's various outlets. I think
Yeah,
Forbes were one. I think
it was Forbes. That's it, Pete. Yeah, it was Forbes, and I was like, no, because if you follow the trail, they have these connections and blah blah blah. Because I'm big about connections and patterns and blah blah blah.
yeah.
You know what? No, I was wrong. Nintendo does what Nintendo do, and what Sega don't. But
I'm glad you brought that back there.
I had to. So my thing is, I don't put a lot of faith in any of these quote unquote leaks or, I don't know what to call them. Oh, we've got the inside
Rumors.
information, rumors, all because that's what they are. Nintendo is different. They're built different. They do their own thing and they do it at their own pace and they do not care. Like, you could have all the fans clamoring in the world, but they're not releasing Pikmin 4, 2 years ago when everybody really wanted it. They do their own thing at their own time.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to agree with Pete in a rare thing, and say that we're not gonna see any of this, any hint of this until early 2025. And yeah, I think most of it is just conjecture at this point.
Yeah, like for me, it was more the fact that like how the Switch Pro rumors died out for 6 months, and then suddenly the Switch 2 rumors are all coming about. And it's like I know that certain people get a real problem with people like Jeff Grubb,
Yeah.
and like they call him Jeff Scrub for a reason. It's like, oh, he predicts more things that he doesn't get right. It was like, but we have to understand that the leaking industry, or the people that deal with rumors, leaks, and insider dealings, will have sources at
Yeah.
very very reputable
Yes.
companies like
Yeah.
Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and all of that. It's whether or not most of these are true.
Right.
So all they are doing is technically just reporting on what they hear. Now, remember, plans change. Things aren't all set in stone. We're in this rumor cycle, rumor mill. Nintendo may once have thought to themselves, "We'll bring out Metroid Prime 2," and then have put it on the shelf for a little bit.
Yes.
Apparently, Metroid Prime Remastered was made for a long time, and they shelved it because they were, I don't know why.
Because it's Nintendo and they do what they want in their own time.
Well, it's probably something to do with Metroid Prime 4, and they,
Well,
probably wanted to release them nearer that time.
probably.
So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility for things to change at Nintendo. Also, we have to remember that Nintendo, and maybe various other companies, but I know Nintendo do this, they put out fake leaks.
Yes.
They purposefully put out fake leaks in the company to weed out leakers.
Yes.
And fire them.
That's exactly it. Don't be a leaker.
Because they sign NDAs, meaning they can't talk about it, and no matter what they do. So putting out a fake leak and then seeing where it originates from then pretty much identifies the source.
Exactly.
So Nintendo are quite smart when it comes to their information. Of course, things leak and things happen, but let's be honest.
That's what she said.
Well, I'd be a bit worried if things constantly leak.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I'm not saying anything more. Yeah. I think most of this is bunk.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Although I'm curious what Cincho's just said.
I'm now curious about that as well. I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna share it on the stream.
Oh, okay. Let's
so
hope
that you
it's
get
safe.
to watch it as well.
Okay, let's hope it's safe. Oh
No, that is not safe. I am not touching that one with a barge
Okay,
pole.
just link it in the show notes so we don't get yeah, okay, good.
That is funny. Oh my god.
Yes, our poor listeners at home.
Yeah, thanks, Sancho. Yeah.
We no longer have a champion for you. And
Do you want me
I
to
am quite
describe
sorry.
it to you?
Yes, describe it, Pete, and our
So
listeners at home.
there are two players on stage, playing a game.
Yes.
One of them looks like he has a blanket over his lap, and the way he's moving his hands looks like he might
Oh
be
gosh!
jerking the
Wait,
gherkin, let's say.
is he playing like the controls under the blanket?
I think he is, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Of course it's gonna look like that.
But yeah, it looks like he's
Yeah.
he's playing a game of hide the sausage with his hands.
Oh my gosh! He must be using a joystick. Um.
I think he's playing with a joystick.
Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah, I'm
dear.
glad I didn't share that now.
Yeah, hope he's got a firm grip.
So how did nobody stop the guy?
Oh my gosh.
I think they found it too funny not to. That's probably why.
If I was a dude, I would totally do that. Just because I'm weird and I like to be cool.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, that's our news for this week.
Woo! Excellent. Actually, we timed that quite well, to be fair. I actually thought we
Yes, because Tekken 7's just about to start its finals.
See, this is what, okay. This is kind of cool, though, having some live reactions. If you're out there listening, if you enjoyed these live reactions, let us know. I don't know why, because
I wish I could have had this stuff on stream playing at the same time, but, probably copyright.
I know, we have to be very careful.
No, but it's also the fact that you need a decent upgrade of your computer to actually run stuff, so,
I still can't believe, like, I bought a new computer 3 years ago, and then I even upgraded it, like, a year later, and it's not great.
But you are clogged down with, like, loads of work stuff on there, and Genshin Impact now.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah.
Nana, you're correct. Next week may be a news episode, too.
It will definitely be a news episode because I need a break from guests who I love and adore. But sometimes you just need a little break.
Yeah, me too.
Speaking of which, I'm going to talk about some random stuff before we wrap up.
Ooh, interesting.
But no, I have not started playing Genshin Impact. My computer has that, like, my intern downloaded the game by the same people. I don't remember what that is.
Honkai Star Rail.
Yeah. So I haven't started playing it, but my I almost called her an intruder. That is exactly what she is. My intern is big into that type of stuff.
You mean a weeb?
She's definitely a weeb. My intern is who tried their hardest to get me into JoJo. I don't like JoJo. I tried.
It's bonkers. Yeah. That's why.
But it's cool because, like, before I went to Italy, she made sure I watched the JoJo. I think it's Stoneheart that's set. No, it's not Stoneheart. I don't remember what it's set in Italy, but they even fight in Pompeii and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
So that was kind of cool.
But that is cool.
It is cool. Very accurate, by the way, is the guy that actually does. I actually like the guy who does JoJo. It's just I can't quite follow his. There's no storyline. It's just whatever random thoughts he has. He turns it into a scene. It's not cohesive, so it's very hard for me. What was I was going to talk about something. Oh, I was actually checking. Okay, here's what's funny. This is a funny thing that happens. It's all a funny thing. So not too long ago, a former guest of ours named Andrew just contacted me out of the blue. We were talking and chatting and all this kind of stuff, and for some future plans, all that kind of stuff. So then that night, I went onto our other guest, Mags, which we had just about 2 weeks ago. I went onto his stream because I think he was doing community night. I really enjoy his community night streams. I do encourage you to go out there and watch them.
I've been meaning to check them out. I've just been quite busy this week in terms of other things.
They're very late because I think they're trying to
9 p.m. UK
yeah,
time.
they're trying to accommodate like everyone, as many people as they can. So they're kind of late
Uh,
for us.
well,
Um,
yeah, we found that out, didn't we?
yes, yes. But here's what was funny, and Pete, I don't think I told you this. I don't think I did tell you this. Okay, so here what was funny. So spoke to past guest Andrew, just kind of having a nice little conversation. Go on to Mags' stream. It's a community stream. Well, he takes a break and he talks about his upcoming convention, which he spoke about here, in Timeless, which you should check out if you're around there. If I was closer and I'd had a little bit more time, actually, if I'd had a little bit more time, I'd be there. I'd be there in 2 seconds in a heartbeat. Not even a blink of an eye, I'd be there. But I need a little bit more time just because I'm all the way over here in Ireland. But the funny thing was he's going through his guest list, which has grown quite considerably even since he's been on the show. And he added a last minute guest, and that last minute guest was Andrew.
Hey, nice.
I was like, hey, I know that guy. Plus, I also talked to him like 2 hours ago.
Oh,
So,
lovely.
if you are around, go check out Timeless. I think
Yeah.
it's next week. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to highlight this comment. So Mike
Sure.
Tendo's come in. Hey, it says,
Hey.
"Evening, guys. Just dropping in to renew my Prime sub. Thank you very much. I'll
Thank
be checking
you.
out the full show tomorrow when it's on Spotify.
Yes.
Much appreciated. You can hear me talking about Evo for a while.
And I do have to I'm gonna call out Mike. That Mike's been amazing, and he's actually gone and done what look, if you can do it, we would appreciate it.
Yeah,
Rate our you can go give us a star rating, whatever you
he
feel like.
Mike did. Mike did
He
actually
did.
on Spotify. Thank you very much. Much
And left
appreciated.
us an amazing glowing comment. We've actually gotten a few comments in the last few weeks on
You're gonna
various.
have to send them to me
I
because I
need to.
can't seem to see them for some
They're
reason.
on various different platforms because it
Okay.
doesn't whatever the word is, collate. I don't know what the word is.
Amalgamate.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't connect. We have to go out and search for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deadbeat's given us a 5-star rating. We've got 5-star ratings.
Oh, lovely.
Tens
Thank you
across
to
the
everyone
book.
who's
Yeah.
done it so far.
So
Also, I'm going to highlight this comment by Sencho. Says, on the topic of Evo, thanks to the most wholesome moment in 2023 to Blind Warrior Sven for winning a match live on stage in front of thousands of people. And yes, he is blind.
Oh, very cool. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I did see the clip of that. That is impressive stuff.
Yeah, we always love when adaptive players do well. Obviously, we've got Brent in the chat, who's our adaptive champion. Gives us some wonderful speeches.
Yeah, our king of accessibility.
King of accessibility. I like that. As well as being Chad. He is king of accessibility. But yeah, Sencho says I managed on Spotify. Don't
Comes
get me
in with a woot woot too.
Woohoo. Yeah, I don't I tried to go out there myself and kind of navigate the waters of podcast things. There's so many different apps because there's Podbean and Pocket Cast
Spotify,
and
Pocket Casts, Good Pods.
Good Pods. There's just podcast app, which I think is Google's. Very much so Google.
Yeah, Google Podcasts. You've got Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Various.
But we do appreciate any reviews or and you don't have to give us 5 stars if you don't feel like giving us 5 stars. Never feel like you should do that, but we do appreciate it. And we do appreciate the comments always.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Pete, do you want to read any of the chat or do?
Well, we'll probably get to that afterwards. I've just highlighted the main comments because most of them are all sort of related to other things. Yeah. Such as Sencho putting down the clip of Blind Warrior Sven's game that was on stream. Thank you.
Yes, very much. So we're going to wrap up the podcast portion, but we'll stick around a little bit longer for the Twitch stream version, which you can find us over on twitch.tv/rapid reviews. then you get to see all of our kind of craziness before and after. Talk
Yeah.
about tangents. But today I think we went on a movie tangent. We've been doing movie tangents a lot lately, but
We have, yeah.
yeah, but that's our thing, you know. But anyway,
Fine.
I think that's gonna do it for us. Pete, do you have anything else to add?
Not really. Still off socials.
Yeah.
Really, actually quite enjoying not being on Twitter or X
Oh,
or whatever that hellhole is now known as.
I am thrilled to death. Like, I hated the reason I left because I missed somebody very terribly. But at the same time, when I hear these news stories and other people are like, "Oh, did you hear what happened on Twitter/X today?" And I'm like, "No," and I'm just like, "Oh," it's like a relief. I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about nothing. Um,
Mm.
so I'm enjoying being off of socials as well. So I think that's going to wrap it up for us.
This is what I think about the socials.
Oh, Pete, that's awesome.
Yeah, I wondered how they did it. They've now added the soundboard
Oh
to
my
Discord.
gosh, you did make a little pop up show up on our video, but that's okay.
It's
Dude,
fine.
that was actually kind of cool. I want to do that. Wait, how are you doing that? Is that through Discord?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of jelly. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore.
Uh,
This is just going to devolve into chaos. I can see why people get obsessed with it.
yes. Although I was told not too long ago, and even I think I was told by Pete as well, but I was also told by my intern that I'm a walking soundboard. So
Yeah, you are.
so I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up this portion. We do thank
Yeah.
you so much for joining us. And I'm trying to not look at chat, our wonderful chat.
Yeah, I know.
Chat's been absolutely wonderful tonight. Chat is wonderful all the time. We have a
60%
great community.
of the time.
Yeah, so we have a great community here. If you want to join us, you can always do that. We're very positive. We don't, we ain't into that negativity and stuff.
Yes.
But yes, I'm avoiding chat right now. But anyway, thank you.
Close the show.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Tune in next week for more Evo talk. Woohoo!
That ends the podcast portion. Now he's in the. Oh my gosh, Pete, you said you hated soundboards, and like
we're not recording anymore. It's fine.
I love soundboards.
One of my group was doing it the other day, and I wondered how, and then I just finally figured out how he was doing it. So I was like, God damn it!
Mike went to bed. Bye, Mike.
Bye, Mike. I mean, it is nearly 10:30 there, so you know.
Yep. Oh no.
I'll get back. We'll run back through this chat.
Yeah. Okay. Because I see where.
Give me a sec.
Okay.
Give me a sec.
We have
Need to change my setting over again.
Just a second. Yeah. I have drank a whole lot of wine.
Are you talking?
I'm talking right now. Yes, Pete.
Oh, might help if I close it.
I have a workout in the morning, and I have drank nearly a full bottle.
Why can I not hear a thing?
I don't know why, Pete. Can you hear me still? I'm so glad this isn't in the recorded portion. But we really do appreciate you guys. Like, I keep saying voting. That's not the right phrase. Rating us. So far, it's been 5s across the board. But never feel that you need to vote us 5 stars if you don't feel that we're 5 stars. But hey, if you think we are, go for it.
If you think we are, I'm not gonna discourage you from putting a 5. But hey, we need to improve. I know we do.
Yeah, we're always open to feedback, obviously. Like right now, like I said, mentioned earlier, we're doing we're just chilling out for the next couple of weeks. Pete.
That was too easy.
I think I love the soundboard.
I think this is going to be disastrous.
I think I need to figure out how to use it because
on the side, so you see our window.
Yes.
So you know if you hover your mouse over where you got all the cool stuff like disconnect and all that. Bottom left corner, there should be a sound thing.
Okay. Oh no, I wonder if I might not be able to actually do it on stream because that's right. Before you cuss, you can just be like, "You." You cussing mother cusser. You weren't fast enough.
What?
No, you weren't fast enough.
I know. Yep.
There is a YouTube video where they randomly pause Elmo, from Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
They just pause they blank out his words, so it sounds like he's going, "You effing baby," but he's not really. Oh, Pete. Oh, dear Pete.
Yeah, I've got to leave it alone. God damn it.
Dear. Oh, dear. We have discovered an evil persists.
This is the evilest of the evils.
Oh my gosh. But
right, I'm going to run through these comments that we got sort of towards the back end after that clip was shared. So, Nana put ha 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 compared to quoting the clip. Centro put, "How did nobody stop this guy? So many chances on commentary."
I mean,
Nana put, "Well, next week is a news episode, so we can talk about it then." Yes, we probably can.
Yes.
Also shout out. So Centro put, "Also shout outs to Apple for having the worst software I ever wasted 30 minutes on trying to post a review." Yes, I remember that comment he sent me about that.
Oh goodness.
So Nana put in block capitals. Wait, Kylie started playing Genshin Impact. I knew that would pique his interest.
Yes. No, my interest.
He said you chose a good time.
The thing is, I'll be very honest about Genshin Impact. I know I could become obsessed with it. Like, I'm fully aware, which is why I have avoided it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say as well? Then I put Star Rail was also good though. So, Centro put, "I managed on Spotify. Don't get me started on Apple Podcast though." Like you did. Brent put whoop whoop to the comment. I guess it was about the blind player on stream. So Mike Tendo, in relation to that clip, put that clip was amazing. Huge respect. Centro put, "I installed Twitter from my phone, which kind of sucked for me because it was my FGC news feed, but that kind of feels good for sure." And I think this is in relation to the soundboard, the possibilities. Mike Tendo put, "I just heard a soundboard."
Yep. Pete discovered it.
And then put, "Night guys, see you on the flip side." I'll see. Yeah, I'm not saying what I was going to say there. Centro put, "They implemented Kylie into a Discord as a feature. Sick."
I am a feature. I'm not a bug. I'm a feature.
All right, Todd.
It just worked. I just work.
Do you really though?
It depends. Do you like chaos? Then I just work.
Depends on your definition of "it just works."
I am a living, breathing chaos mod for the modding community. You totally get that.
Yes. I definitely got all of that for sure.
Yes.
So, right. Brent put, "I'm going to miss next week's episode because I will be flying across the country." Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Then I'll miss the one after that because I will be cruising Alaska. Look, good reasons why to avoid the show, but remember, the VOD. Catch up on the VOD.
Yes, that's true.
On
yes,
YouTube.
If you can watch the Twitch VOD, that helps us so much.
Yeah.
The Twitch VOD actually helps more than YouTube that week.
It does, yeah, but it doesn't matter how you
No, you do what's comfortable for you. Yeah.
Yeah, please do, because we don't mind how it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just like having you watch.
Yep.
And enjoy and comment.
It's true.
Yep. Sorry, 2 seconds.
I don't know.
Right, Nana put, "Great episode." Centro put, "Bird sound instantly the best."
It's true.
Nana put, oh my god, lol. It's very good at the moment. They're about to start their 4 times saga, which is the French lands. I gathered as much. It was probably Genshin.
Yeah, it's Genshin, which I am very tempted. Don't get me wrong. Oh, goodness.
Look, I keep seeing so many adverts for Honkai Star Rail on YouTube, and I'm like, should I just at least give it a go?
I mean, but I don't really like RPGs. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, that's the problem for me as well.
I don't want to play with other people. Like, if I have friends, which is rare, but if I have friends and they want to play, that's great. But I don't want to have to play a game that has to have friends. Because I just don't. I really don't have very many friends, especially gaming friends.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about this, right? So we were, my group and I were talking about what games to play that were not the same free games that we play constantly.
Right.
Destiny 2 came up in the discussion.
Oh, did it? And how did you manage that?
Well, I said there's 4 of us, so it's not going to work.
4 is a good number. What do you mean it's not going to work?
It's freeze for Destiny.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. But, 4 is good too. 5 is
Yeah, only if you're doing like raids and stuff like that, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, they've never played Destiny. So they wouldn't need, they'd be in the same position that I was in when I was playing it with you and another person.
It was very fun, Pete. I know it was not your thing. I know that.
No, I liked the experience because it was just fun to jump on and play a game with you guys.
Yeah, that's some of my fun.
But the absolute grind of trying to get to that power level just so I could do the frickin' raids was so boring.
Well, see, that's why I've maintained, like, Destiny 2 is wonderful if you have friends, because you can go off on your own and you can grind, which I love. I love solo grinding in more ways than one. Because sometimes that's all I have. But I also love that it's a good balance. Like, if you have friends, it's fun to play. I do not have friends. Like, I cannot enforce that enough. Like, Pete is it as far as gaming friends, and then any of our chat that joins in with us. But as a whole, I don't have friends, so Destiny kind of loses its luster because I can't do those things on solo.
It's like, I do. Look, I don't get me wrong. I really liked the Destiny experience at times.
Oh, we had so much fun together. We did.
Yeah, it was a good laugh, but admittedly, the grind got to me, and I think the same thing would probably happen with us these guys as well.
You have to enjoy the grind, ha ha ha, but also yes.
You also have to enjoy the bumping.
Pete, it's been 10 years for me.
I know. I'm sorry, but still. What else was I supposed to do? Not get involved in that one?
Yeah, let's avoid that conversation. But let's see.
I'll get back to the comments. So Sencho put, I was reminded of a Japanese RPG dialogue because of all the "that's what she said" jokes. I gotta find it now.
Oh goodness! There's an image. I want to look.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna show it on stream. So no, leave it to me. I'll show it on. I'm gonna check it for its validity.
Yes.
And stream worthiness first. 2 secs. I will read these comments first. So Brent put, I doubt that I'll have good enough internet for video, but maybe I can listen instead. That is fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
We will take an audio listen. That is absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, Pete has frozen.
Stupid.
Pete,
I frozen?
Yeah, you did. You froze. You're fine now, but you did freeze for like
I know why.
Oh, okay. Did you open
I'm running. No, I'm running something in the background.
Oh, well. Oh, goodness.
It's called a plugin for the audio version of this podcast.
Oh.
I'm doing the editing, honestly.
Are you really doing the editing? Pete always does the editing.
Yeah. This is why we do the post show, so I can work on that. Right, so I'm going to open this image. Okay, I'm going to have to scroll through this, so...
make sure it's safe. If not, just put it in the private chat, and I will.
No, it definitely is going to be safe. But it's. I meant I'm just going to have to scroll through it. So you're going to have to tell me when you finish reading
okay.
those parts. Okay.
I'm a slow reader too for our audience out
there.
there.
It's not much to read, to be fair.
Okay.
So.
But that is for our audience. If you ever want to know, I'm super slow. Oh, I've got to click watch stream. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, you watching?
Yup.
Can you see that all right?
Yes. Okay, scrolling down. This is amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, scroll. That was great.
This is under the thing of Japan, please never change, and that is true.
That was amazing.
Thanks, Sencho. That was actually really cool.
That was great. That was amazing.
He said old but gold.
Yes. Oh my goodness, I am about 12.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Brilliant.
So
it's fine.
That is perfect.
Anyway, Nana put, Genshin and Honkai aren't MMO. You can play by yourself.
Really?
The online is probably just for gacha.
I didn't realize that.
Neither did I. Also, taking votes on what we should title this episode. By the way.
Yes. We already did. That's what she said, so we can't call it that.
I think we did. That's what he said too, as well.
Probably, yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
But
anyway, Brent put, what players do you upload to nowadays? So it goes up on Spotify, but will go out on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
all of them, yeah.
Good Pods,
Podbean, Pocket Cast.
Yep.
I can't remember. Podcast Addicts.
Yep.
It's just it's RSS feed, so it goes to literally everything.
It goes to as many as I can remember. Google Podcasts.
Yeah.
Nana put news with Evo distractions. That's the best I could come up with.
You call it evolution. Evolution.
You do know that Evo is short for evolution.
Oh. Well, that's not fun.
No. There you go. Right. Thanks, Sencho. There you go.
Sencho, that makes 2 that you've named, by the way.
Oh, God, yeah, the Bonobo edition one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, gosh. And also, Link the Twink, actually. I mean, I kind of named it, but Sencho helped with the playground boyfriend part. That's one of our highest rated, that's one of our highest listened to episodes.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just get Sencho to name every one of our episodes.
Sencho will just name everything.
They're not very friendly towards the algorithm, but hey, they work.
Oh goodness! But it is time to wrap this up.
Why oh, that'd be why.
Even though we don't wish to leave our lovely, wonderful chat, you guys are amazing, and you make our day every week. That's not like pretend hollow words. You really do make us. Pete and I talk about it. We're very thrilled.
We always talk about it when we have catch ups, like how
absolutely
thrilled we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big thing of when.
Like what Sencho said. When someone looks up the episodes after a couple of years, only reading the names raffle. Yes, exactly.
I do it, and I upload this podcast, and I'm involved in it heavily. It's like, what the hell was that again? Oh yeah, I remember now.
But we do have to wrap it up, mostly because I drank an entire bottle of wine.
That's no surprise.
And it's ready to exit the facilities. If you know
if you're getting that, yeah, I need to pee.
That. Wink,
So
nudge, nudge. But yeah, we do thank you so much for joining us. It has been such an enjoyable episode. I love our news. I love all of our episodes. There's never been an episode that I haven't loved.
I do enjoy the news episodes because they're a little bit more chaotic.
But remember,
to some degree.
Years ago, Pete, we did an episode. I think it's 84. I don't remember. And it was the most depressing news week ever.
Oh, God, yeah.
It was...
Oh, my days. I'm going to have to go back and try and find that now.
I think it was like 84, 83. It was in the 80s. Because we had to do a funny episode the next week, which we called The Purge. Because it was so depressing that week. I think that was the Activision week or something.
Yeah, 84, a bad news week. And then 85, The Purge.
That's it. Pete found it. Holy crap!
Okay, I'm literally... So I'm doing exactly what Centro said about.
Oh gosh,
so reading
the titles.
Reading this. So just starting from episode 82, the E3 newsgasm.
Oh my gosh. That's the first one we had Kieran on as a regular, by the way.
Yeah. 83, the cluster cast of E3 2021.
Nana was on that one.
Sorry?
Nana was on that one.
He was, yeah.
That's when we first started using our cussing instead of saying the cuss word. Like
yes, we did, yeah.
Cusser. Yes.
Yeah, because it came from a Friday stream, wasn't it?
Yes, it did, I think. Again,
yes,
Kieran
it did.
thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then then Bad News Week, then The Purge.
I remember those.
And then a discussion. So a standard one discussion about Switch OLED and live service Assassin's Creed.
Right. Okay.
87 Education Preservation.
Oh right. Oh wow. I remember.
No, it's this one that made me laugh the most. I don't know why.
What's that?
Number 88. Put a sandwich in it.
What?
Yeah, I need to go back and check what the hell that even was.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my. Right, I need to look at the episode description now.
I think Richard, was it Richard? What was
we
it?
were with Richard, yeah.
Oh, we've got to have him back on. Oh,
I was speaking to him a couple of days ago, actually.
Oh, so good. No,
oh God. So I'm gonna go back early. Let's see how early I can go back and find a stupid episode title.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah, this is the I remember these ones. Okay. This is the series of ones where you started making mistakes.
Yeah.
So episode 42, Evolutes.
Yes, Evolutes, yes.
43, Immune.
I don't even remember that.
Episode 44, Fortnite.
Yes, Fortnite. That's the first one I really remember, just losing it.
Episode 46, Buttplug.io. I remember that one.
Yes! That's not... We didn't name that, though. That's an actual thing.
I know it is, yeah. I know. I'm fully... Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, the Christmas episodes are always called Merry Festimus.
Festivus. Are y'all on Spotify right now?
Episode 51. I love this one, by the way, because this is just the most chaotic that we had at the time.
Oh,
episode 51, Hot Seaman.
Yes.
That was when we had Rezo and Rezo and CD on, didn't we?
Oh
Jesus,
my gosh.
that got bad. That got really bad. Oh, we had Jennifer on as well. Jeez.
That is in reference to Dreamcast Seaman. So don't think I went like crazy and stuff. But yes.
No, you did. Yeah, you were talking about Seaman for ages, which is why we called it Hot Seaman.
One of my favorite Dreamcast games.
Yep. Okay, I'm going back a little bit more because this is too fun not to do.
Oh my gosh! Oh Pete.
Oh Jesus! No, they started getting a bit too tame after that. Apart from episode 81 where Kylie trims her bush.
Oh God. That was based on a photo of me actually trimming my hedges. Thank you very much.
I am aware. Yeah, it was just friggin' hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Episode 54, hand cut toast.
That is because where I worked at a restaurant where they offered hand cut toast as some kind of artisan thing, and it was just me putting bread in a toaster, getting it out, and cutting it with a butter knife. That was called hand cut toast. I was just
yes.
I hate this.
Oh God, yeah. Nana's brought one on. Episode 19, press X to rifle.
Oh yeah, that was
classic.
wasn't
That was
it?
a classic one, yeah, with Jennifer.
Make sure to have your strap on. Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Of course, all the booty ones. All the booty ones.
Of course, yeah.
Yep. Oh dear.
That's a pretty
26.
safe one.
Someone
Forever.
ruffled our...
Episode 36, going in raw. How about this one? 28, feeling dedication unit.
Oh my goodness.
That's a Sony patent that we found.
I actually thought the Kieran episodes were the most worst named ones, the pervy ones, but they're actually
No,
not.
there are worse ones.
Daddy Issues, the TV show, is going to remain my favorite forever.
Yes.
News blast to the face.
Yeah, news blast to the face was a good one. That was a good one.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Quoth the Raven, Nevermore. I don't know which one that was. I actually have no memory of that. Tom Holland's crow's feet. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Tom Holland is aging. Yes. Oh
yeah, that was
that
was a classic. Right.
Yeah,
they started getting a bit tame for a little bit. So we won't talk about Crash because we had loads of crashes.
Yep.
The Game Awards discussion, the one where we dunk on The Last of Us Part 2.
And your mom hates this episode. That's one of my favorites. That's one of my
favorites. Oh yeah,
that's
hilarious.
But that title is hilarious.
Yeah. Agent 69, Agents of Chaos. The
continuous rise of was this the Rusty Shackelford one?
Which one?
Oh nope, that's right. That's wrong. The Rusty Shackelford one. Which one was that?
Rusty Shackelford. Who the hell?
Not Rusty Shackelford.
Randy Pitchford.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
You mean the irreverent breakdown of one Randy Pitchford?
I forgot. I call him Rusty Shackelford in the episode.
Oh, okay.
Yes, which is a King of the Hill reference. So
I
always call him that. Yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah, that was an easy one. A brief intermission. Yeah. Okay.
Newsies. Oh goodness.
Oh, that was bad. Oh, how about this one? Number 99, Touched Wood.
What was I even about?
Actually, I quite like this one, episode 97. Kiley's rumor receptacle.
Oh goodness, yeah, you named that one because I was all excited about some rumor that was out at the time, and you were like, "No, it's a rumor."
Turns out I was right though, wasn't I?
I think so. I mean, I don't remember it, so it has to be. You have to be correct, or I would be like, "I was right," or I wonder what it was. I don't remember. Agents of Chaos.
How about this one? 112. Stick a disc in me. I'm done.
What does that even mean? Oh, because it stick a fork in me.
Yeah. But we were talking about something to do with a disk drive.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I named that one. I was quite funny. I was quite happy with that too.
Why are we reading? We should not be doing this until episode 200, but this.
I don't care. It's just funny. It's funny.
Forever Chasing Unicorns. Oh god. Oh, that's about unicorn chasers because you guys hadn't heard what unicorn chasers were.
How about this one? Number 127. Bobby Scrotic, the Goblin.
Oh gosh, yes, Pete. Pete loves calling him Bobby Scrotic.
Yes, I do. Oh yeah, number 121. My body is Reggie.
That was our guest that came up with that, and it was perfect.
Who was the guest?
It was the.
Oh yes, it was. It was the Spaceboat devs.
Yes, which we
of course
still haven't played on stream, but we need to.
I haven't on stream, but I have played the demo and given them feedback.
Oh, Pete, this is just a me and you thing, but do you remember what Clarity is about? I do.
Oh, which episode are we talking about?
That was episode 95. It was a little off-screen me, you, and Kieran discussion that we cannot talk about. And you
95.
Yep, you decided to call it Clarity.
Hang on, wait. I'm reading the description.
You won't remember. I'll have to tell you off screen. It's an off-screen thing. We can't talk about it on here.
I see, yeah, because it's definitely not. It's definitely not in the. Not in the thing. You won't be able to. You might not be able to watch it. Actually, you might be able to. Is it on YouTube?
Yes, it is, but no, it's
Oh.
not mentioned. It was completely off screen, and I was like, Pete, do
Oh,
you sure
it was
want to
something
call
in the
that?
post-show,
Yeah.
in the pre-show, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not even. There's no recorded record of it. It's only in our
No.
brains.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to go back and watch that one." Okay,
I
no,
know.
it doesn't tell anything. It's a very clean episode, but behind the scenes,
Yeah.
it wasn't as clean.
Yeah. Well, Mike Tendo was this one, the Twitch on Switch, because he actually
yes.
put Switch on. He put Twitch on the Switch.
Yes, I like this.
Before we even went live, so it didn't even make any sense.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and I have seen a lot of Smeg.
Yeah, that's a CD centric episode.
Okay. It's like, what is that?
Well, it's Red
goodness.
Dwarf. Red Dwarf.
Oh, I know
references,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he loves a bit of Red Dwarf, so it's like that's how. So his way of not swearing is by saying "smeg" a lot.
Oh right.
Yeah, okay. I knew that one straight away. Honestly, I still think Link the Twink, my playground boyfriend, is still a good one.
Guys, I mean, Sinjo named it, and to be fair, it's one of our highest rated episodes, so there you go. But I think that's gonna do it for us.
Yeah, let's call this a night, because we could do this for days.
We will be redoing this exact same thing at episode 200. So
maybe what we could do is we'll get someone to go through, find the episodes, and give they give a description of what the episode was about, and we have to identify what episode it was.
Oh, that's good, Pete. That's very good. Yeah, you guys out there be thinking of things for us. For episode 200.
Yeah. Also, just whilst we're on the topic of future plans, Game of the Year is going to change this year, but we're brewing that over at the moment and how we're going to handle it. So
I'm looking forward to that, but I have got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm also not sure why my parents decided to do a freaking bonfire at 8:30 in the evening.
Well, there you go.
Weird. Like, that's why I kept looking around. I was like, what the frick are they doing?
Oh, Sincho, Cocaine Weasel is very good. It's.
Oh, I did enjoy Cocaine Weasel.
But anyway,
I actually forgot about that one too.
Yes, that's based on a picture that I once saw of a weasel who was in the middle of a snow, like a bunch of snow all around him. He was covered in blood, and
yeah, and then we were talking about Cocaine Bear at the same time, weren't we?
Yep. And Pete made the inference of, oh, it's not snow, it's cocaine. So, Cocaine Weasel and Cocaine Bear. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to do it for us because I'm going to explode.
Yeah, me too.
And thank you so much for joining us. We cannot wait to talk to you again next week. What? What, Pete?
I'm just talking to myself. Sorry, I didn't realize I said that out loud.
Oh,
my bad.
Okay. Use your inside voice. Anyway, we will see you.
No.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Goodbye. See you in a few weeks, Brent.